To the JB&M Sports Fanatics channel. What's good with you? I'm joined here by In the Zoe himself, the man, the myth, the legend on YouTube and Twitch. Talk to him, Zoe.
What's going on? Hope everybody is blessed, having a good day. The weekend is finally approaching. Football is a couple of hours away. I know everybody happy about that.
Yes, yes. I mean, fantasy's back, all of that
Yeah.
stuff. And Mr. JB says, "How you doing today? Doing today? Let's talk." Okay, okay. Mr. JB coming through.
What up, Big
What's
JB?
good? Absolutely. And so I was looking at how we did as a whole, and I'll go ahead and pull it up here on the screen here from our pick'ems from last week. I
Oh
actually did
man,
better than I thought I did because every time I remember my losses more than I remember the teams I got right.
my shit was horrible. The Texas played me fast.
Oh man, don't get me started.
Man.
Let me know
RC
if y'all can see the
Angel, what's the
screen
deal?
here.
Yeah, let me see where I'm at.
Is that big enough, or should I make it bigger?
Probably a little bigger. Oh, now I'm number 3. 4 and 6. Yeah, that's straight.
Look, so yeah, I mean, I went 7-3. Although I know I was wrong about the University of Miami game, so I'll lead with that. I was wrong about that when I picked Notre Dame. There, Notre Dame showed up late in the fourth, but Miami clearly outplayed them in that game. There's no doubt about that. But one thing I will say from Miami is that as we've seen from years past, we know they can get up big, but it's about this year is about finishing. That's how you determine that this year if UM's for real for not like finishing what you start. You get off to a good start here. And they've got some games coming up. South Florida, Florida State, Florida. The battle for the state of Florida is real this year because in my honesty, South Florida, they blew out Boise State, which was like ranked 25, like 34-7. So to me, South Florida looks like a team that they might can get ranked, especially if they can get another big win here coming up. But what's good to everybody in the
Hey,
chat
JB, hold on
here?
1 second. I gotta grab this shit off the porch. Hold on.
Bet, bet, bet. And so Angel, what's good? Say we in here. Let's get it. And so Mike, what's good with you, Mike? How are you feeling? I mean, can we all believe that we are just a day away from the beginning of the NFL opening season, y'all? Like, it's been a long time counting down to this moment. RC, what's good? What's good? RC says, "What up, Zoe? Salute." You say Vikings on Monday. Let's go. That's right. They are on Monday, and JB will be live streaming that game between the Vikings and the Chicago Bears. And so Mike said, "Shout out, y'all." Bet Samuel in the building. What's good? Oh, and I
Samuel,
see
oh
we got
man.
everybody. Yes.
Why you blocking? I ain't block you. Ain't block on my page, Samuel. I ain't know how you even block people.
Oh man. Which is so good old Archie. Zoe, I gotta ask you, Zoe. And again, if you guys are wondering where old man is, old man's a little under the weather right now, so it'll be just me and Zoe today. But hey, we'll still keep this show going. But speaking of Arch Manning, talk to us, Zoe. I mean, you probably can be the most neutral about this. You ain't got no reason to hate or like Texas really either way or Arch Manning. Is it an overreaction to say that Arch is overrated, or is it just first game, tough game at Ohio State, going against Matt Patricia and them and some NFL dudes? What do you think?
It's for sure overreaction off of his first performance on the road and that type of environment. They did win the national last year. A few people came back going against a former NFL defense coordinator, but at the end of the day, though, like to me, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't know if Ohio State defense was that good because he just was off. He was throwing the ball in the dirt, ain't made no type of quick reads, was overthrowing people. Like he was playing like he was nervous. And I was shocked coming from a Manning though. Like I thought he'd be a little more prepared than what he was though. But I see why he sat for 2 years. He not that damn he okay, but I don't think he's gonna be good enough this season if he come out to be the number 1 overall pick. I just don't see that.
Think of it. I mean, trying to not be biased, obviously, throughout that game. There were moments where the receiver was wide open. Like we saw at the end, the last pass he made of the game, receiver makes an easy catch. We're talking about an easy catch. There's no DB or linebacker around him. He at least gets at the minimum 5 to 8 yards there if he makes that catch. And he only needed 3 yards for the first down. So that would have been a gimme right there. And then the ball just out of place. Earlier in the game, it kept hitting his ankle, all that stuff. So you're right. That's exactly why we didn't see him the last couple seasons. But I will say this, there's going to be some good moments for him. You look at Texas' schedule, there's some opportunities for him to go out there and get that hype that he lost in that one back. The problem, the thing is, he's just got to continue to grow, get that confidence there. You look at the high school they played at, they said that it wasn't really anything amazing about the high school that he went to. So the competition wasn't really that great. It was just basic. So he's got a lot to learn. He's got a lot to learn. Now, he's got the resources to improve. I will say that. He's got the talent around him to where if he just catches on, because some of those throws, if you just make like simple throws there, the receivers would have did the rest. They would have did the rest. I definitely seen that. Honestly, if he connects on his passes, we're probably talking about Julian saying and how he didn't go out there and perform that, like didn't do anything amazing. He didn't make no mistakes, but he didn't go out there and, light it up either. It just so happens to be that, Arch did that bad. Now, where did Ohio State defense did do great? When they tried that push to get into the end zone, and Ohio State made that stand. I got to give them credit for that. And there was a couple of times where the DB did make, some good deflections there, but a lot of those passes just missed the pass. Just
Yeah,
missed it.
yeah, man. He was just, I don't know, man. Like they for sure, the media for sure overhyped him. As I was saying all during the offseason, though, like people talking about people tanking for art. Like, bro, we haven't seen him even play. And the big question is, you couldn't beat out Quinn Ewers 2 years in a row. So people need to pipe down on the Arch man. Like, I don't think he coming out this year anyway, though, because no man came out early.
The man is the one to do it. But I will say this. Can the kid become like much better? Obviously he can, because couple years in there. I remember when Cade Klubnik first came in for Clemson, the kid was bad. I remember thinking like this kid was overhyped. But you give them a couple seasons there, that's what they learn. That's what they're there for, to continue to develop and stuff like that. It just goes to show that he wasn't as developed as everybody thought. But thinking about what he can become, but where he's at right now, he's obviously got a journey to go there. He's not in that situation where when people were, very heavy on an Andrew Luck or something like that, he's not there yet. And so
Exactly.
Lewis, what's good?
Lewis, what's going
Lewis came
on?
through. My man Lewis is rocking like what, a 5-game win streak when it comes to these bets. Is it 5 or 6 games now, Lewis? So absolutely. All right. So RC says, Zoe. So for you, Zoe, he says, what if Arch does incredible the rest of the way? Should he come out then?
I said like he could, but I don't like. If you look at the history though, no Mannings came out early, and for him to have, man, if he got to win like the national, like he got to play, he got to do some shit to. But I don't think he coming out though, because his history showed his family don't come out early.
It's true. I will say this. Ryan Day said something that I do agree with after the game. He said, like, yeah, it felt great to win the game. However, based upon the talent that Texas has, there's no doubt if we both get into the college football playoffs, we might run into each other again, and they will certainly be better than what they are right now. How much better? Who knows? But they will certainly get better. He will improve on those passes. I mean, if I'm the coach, he's going to be working on them routes all day, every day, but he'll get it right.
Yeah, he got to get better. Shit.
Some says, yeah, that's why Quinn Ewers was ahead of him for a reason. Because I mean, what coach is going to have someone that should be the first overall pick and not play him when you got a team that is built to win a championship if the quarterback play is spot on? So, but yeah, so I'm gonna take it easy on Arch. I'm gonna take it easy on Arch because I really want to get Zoe's evaluation on his guy at Michigan, Bryce Underwood, in which obviously he didn't. Y'all jumped up to what, a 17-0 lead here so early in the game. So obviously after that, you guys hit the cruise button there. That's why the final score was 34-17. But talk to me, what did you see from his performance?
Man, what I seen from Bryce, he looked like I don't care who we played. It looked like because we played squirrels before with the quarterback last year, and the offense looked like it was just missing something. He showed me he had poise as a, hey, you see that block he put on that corner?
I didn't see it.
Ooh, he put a nasty block on the corner, man. But he showed me he a physical quarterback. He'd get his his hands dirty. He showed poise, had control of the offense, can deliver the football. Like he played good to me. Like I was happy with what I seen out of the offense. Do they need to play better? Yes, but we talking about a freshman who learned a whole new system, who playing with new players. It was his first game playing as a pro. And I'm looking at his numbers real quick. Okay, he was 21 for 31, 251 yards. He ain't run at all though, but he can run too though. He probably ain't need to run against them though, but like he looked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like what I seen out of Bryce, man. But like I told people before, I used to talk about Bryce Young because I thought he going to LSU. As a freshman in high school, he played on varsity. So he ready for the moment. And I ain't gonna lie, he a baller though. He can play.
Sweet. So
Huh?
are you gonna be live streaming the game against Oklahoma?
Man, I don't know. I gotta see, man. My stepson got a football game that same time.
Oh, I feel you there. I feel you there. Okay. Well, definitely do let us know for sure. For sure. Now, Mike, gonna segue us here to the next section here. I knew someone was gonna bring it up there. He says, and Belichick is who we thought he was, all Brady in that one there. So
I
I'll
disagree with
let you go first there, Zoe,
like
with that.
when people say that though, like I could understand why people say that, but let's not forget how many Super Bowl did Tom Brady win off of having a good defense and a kicker. Like we're not just gonna act like Tom Brady just was winning all of the trophy because his offense just was just unstoppable. He throwing for 300 yards, 200 yards, the defense and that kicker won a lot of Super Bowl in New England. We can't discredit Belichick for that. But what I can say is, after a while, it's over with, man. Your magic wear off. It's over. It's a new era now. You can't play defense like you once could in the NFL. It's over with. It just he a good coach, but it just over with, man.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and I appreciate what you said there, Zoe. I like what you said there. When it comes to the Belichick versus Brady debate, there, you guys already heard where JB stands with this in the past, but it's like this, all right? Just because right now, if Mike Tyson were to go out there in a fight right now and lose, am I going to discredit what Mike was in his prime and say, like, oh, he's just always been bad? I ain't going to do that. You know, if Michael Jordan stepped on the court out there and got embarrassed, am I going to say that ruins his legacy? Nah. You know, for Bill Belichick, the early years in which they won at least the first, I said the first dynasty that they experienced, you know, winning 3 out of 4, that was heavily more so Bill Belichick and the fact that Tom was clutch, but Bill had a squad with him. Where did it start to fall apart? Around the years of like 2014, 2015, when they started losing like key personnel. I remember, I forget his name, but they had someone go to the Houston Texans there. They had someone go to the Kansas City Chiefs, and those were guys that were important for the NFL draft. At that point, Bill Belichick reached a point where he's like, hey, I don't need any other outside help there. Just follow my direction. And that's where things went wrong because the game started to catch up to him. And as you mentioned, rules happen. You know, players don't want to play for cheap no more. You got to actually pay him, and he's not willing to pay them because he hasn't had to pay them, all that stuff. But to say this and to say that, though, you know, it's just a matter of Brady reached a point where he learned so much from Bill to where Brady himself started to carry the team there towards the end. So there was a switch of, you know, who was more responsible towards the end. But that being said, you know, what happened in North Carolina has nothing to do with that. Bill always says, "Don't be a distraction." He's been nothing but a distraction. Him and the barely legal girl that he's dating right now is just every time we heard about Bill this offseason, it's his girlfriend running the team, is she running the interviews and stuff like that, or either he took the job for his sons and stuff like that, bringing them on board. Everything but football, you know, everything but football. But I'm not going to discredit TCU. Josh Hoover is for real. TCU's quarterback, that offense, they score a bunch of points. North Carolina, they're not in that same league when it comes to scoring. So that's why before the game, somebody asked me who did I think was going to win that game, and I was like, TCU was going to win. Now, did I think it was going to be a blowout? Didn't think it was going to be a blowout there, but TCU had the better football team there because they had their returning quarterback there. North Carolina, their offense didn't move the ball until they brought out Mac Johnson, son of Brad Johnson. The man basically couldn't walk. due to the injury he got last year. And so he had to, like rehab just to get back on the football field. And then Gaio Lopez, I was shocked that Gaio was doing that bad. Like it was really bad. That I was shocked because I seen a little bit of him last year. I thought he was better than that, but the kid looked lost. It goes to show the difference of quality of where you play football at. So that's what I'm gonna say about that one there. But North Carolina, that was a bad look all the way around. Bad look.
Yeah, it was.
Let's see.
But I just feel like,
Aiden
man,
in the
like
building.
I don't know. I just feel like you said, I think he did it for his son, but it's over with, man. Like, bro, you down there 80 years old, or he might be 80. I don't know, but it's over with, man. Like, damn, you can't coach forever, man.
Hmm. See, y'all fit to learn when JB sees that somebody's playing and you know that was JB's guy and JB opts not to stream it. That's usually a red sign. Like, hey, things could get ugly in this game there. So just pay attention to the signs there. Let's see. Mike just pulling the strings there. All right, so we'll go ahead and talk a little bit here about how our picks did look. So we're gonna start off here with you, Zoe. You went 4-6. Let's see what went right, what went wrong. I don't think that we had that many different games, though. I know it's like just probably three. Yeah, so 3 games difference here. So let's see. So up right there. I mean,
Yeah.
but nobody knew Arch was gonna play that bad. Texas had opportunities,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for
ample
sure they did.
opportunities. And so when I saw Ryan Day when he got up 14 points and he had that look in his eye, I said, "Oh my goodness! If they go down there and legitimately score, we might be in trouble." Because he had that whole, "Oh, we finna run out the clock." Look, and I'm like, Texas not gonna let us run this clock out. Like we got to go down there and try to score. But again, Arch missed on a lot of passes there, and they still had opportunities. That offensive line would have got a push on that. When they try to do the quarterback sneak, the tush push to try to get into the end zone, and they were stopped on 4th down. That was huge too. They had a lot of opportunities
Yeah, they
in
did.
that one. We're thankful that we came away with a win on that one.
That was a tough game to watch.
Ooh, you went with Northwestern here. It's as did 53%. Went with
Yeah, but
Northwestern
damn,
there.
I ain't think Tulane was gonna get him like that.
For me, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I picked Tulane. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I went with Tulane here. And if I did, it would have been just the fact that Tulane over the last couple of years, they've generally been ranked somewhere between that 20-25 usually, and Northwestern ain't been nowhere near that. Northwestern's just been at the bottom, barely above Purdue, I feel like, since they got rid of their coach a couple of years ago who actually made them decent. So, all right. Clemson and LSU, so I fell victim to this one as well, man. But what did you think about that game?
And I ain't gonna lie, I ain't watched that game. I seen some highlights, but I was just following the media, man. Everybody was hyping up this quarterback from Clemson. This is second year. I don't follow Clemson like that. So his second year, he this and that. I'm like, okay, they might be a dark horse to win the national title this year. Man, they offense is horrible, man. Again.
Absolutely. And what about LSU? Did you see anything from LSU that makes you think that maybe like what's his name? Their quarterback there. Is he someone that you think right now should be a Heisman like favorite, like top
I,
2 or 3?
who's that quarterback? I ain't really seen too much
What's
of
his
him.
name? It's like what's Nuzmeyer or something like that, or I can't think of his name. I
Was
know
he
it
there
has
last
Nuz
year?
there, but yeah, Nuzmeyer. Yeah, he was there. He was there
Oh
last
yeah,
year.
yeah. I
Last year, I
like
think
it.
he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
first.
yeah. Like last year, to me, last year he showed something, but I think for sure he could be in the Heisman race. I ain't know they had that quarterback. Yes, I did. I think I did know that. But I think LSU gonna be better though. I'm not too worried about them though. First game on the road at Clemson. They ain't look too good on offense though. But I think they gonna be better though.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like I came down to because last year I felt like there were some games with LSU in terms of like just being consistent. There were some turnovers that Nussmeier would have some moments where you're like, oh man, what was he thinking? But then he'd make a lot of plays there. I thought Clemson being at home would be the catalyst to elevate them to win, crowd behind you there, opening game. But hey, LSU went down there, they got that W. So shout out to them.
Hey,
Shout out to them.
hey, let me ask you a question.
Hmm.
Hey, I see we using StreamYard. Hey, how you make the picture bigger like that? I can never do that.
Oh, you talking about for These
When you like,
images,
yeah, like the images now. How you make it bigger?
yeah, all I did was just it's not showing on this one, but I just simply just zoomed in on the page
Oh,
from
okay,
the web browser.
okay,
So
okay,
that's what I
okay.
did. All right, so let's see the next one. You got Utah State correct there. 94% went with Utah State. Fresno State at home, 42-14 over Georgia Southern. And then Arizona.
They beat
I
the
think we
brakes.
all knew that was going to
Yeah,
work out
yeah.
this way.
Hawaii, shit. Nah,
This one. This one. California versus Oregon State. You chose Oregon State. They was at home. I cannot remember for the life of me which way I took for this one. Hoping it was Cal, but yeah, Oregon State. 85% of the population did choose the Oregon State Beavers here.
yeah, that's
So
crazy. They ain't do shit.
you wasn't alone there in thinking Oregon State. And then, ooh, UCLA versus Utah. The guy, Nico, that says the grass is greener on the other side. Not only did you end up with less money from your NIL deal, but you end up getting embarrassed by Utah. Now, I remember I did pick Utah to win this one because Utah always has a pretty good defense. And I still have my questions about UCLA. But talk to me in hindsight, what did you think? What did you see from UCLA? I don't know how much if you actually watched the game or not, but just what do you think of the final score?
Man, from what I seen I ain't watched the game, but I just know Nico got the big head, man. Like I told you, I've been following him since he was in high school. And that move he pulled to leave, I forgot who he was with last year though.
Tennessee.
Yeah, to do the move he did to go to UCLA, I think he got the big head and the NIL money is getting to him, and he not focused on football. Like he was a good quarterback in high school, but in
Hmm.
college, man, he just like he getting too much money, man. That's all he ain't focused on football. I could tell.
That's right. I mean, when you reach the point, because correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but it sounds like last year he was seriously considering, and I don't think he was alone in this one, sitting out the college football playoff game and because he wanted to just get more money, so he's gonna opt to sit out the college football playoff game. It's like, look, what else can we do? This is the biggest part of what it's all about. We don't got to the point where you get your NIL money and stuff. You don't like it, negotiate at the end of the season. There, and you saw how that worked out for him. But you got to be locked in. That's why they got whooped the way they did. He over there trying to count his money and stuff like that, as opposed to
Yeah,
out there focused on football. The other team trying to win.
yeah,
So
he ain't focused. I could tell.
this really gonna hurt him in the long run.
Yeah, he messed up his college career.
Was Nussmeier, bet, and so it's Louis, Utah. You had money on that one, didn't you? It seemed like a fairly good one to put money on there.
You ain't lying.
Let's see. South Carolina versus Virginia Tech. 96% believe in South Carolina at home to win about as expected there. And now this matchup. Oh man. So now that we've seen how the game went and everything, just remind us what were you thinking prior to the matchup and what did the actual matchup, I guess, show you in terms of why Miami won this game?
Shit, they offense is better than what I thought they're gonna be with a new quarterback. That what I get out of that. I thought they're gonna have a little setback. The fight the Irish normally be good, and you know what I'm saying, but I underestimated Miami offense in that quarterback.
I'll say this. And this is foolish on my part, but underestimating just how much of an impact Miami's pass rush had on Notre Dame early in the game. The man last name was Carr, but I tell you, this man had no juice whatsoever. Every time he tried to hit the run, he just started throwing the ball early out of bounds because he couldn't even get to the sideline. It was horrendous at first. Miami had more energy, and this year's Miami team, if they continue to do what they did on the field, they had the more composure than Notre Dame on the field. Because I would notice in between plays, Notre Dame players were trying to instigate Miami players into, resorting into, getting into a shoving match. But the Hurricane players paid them no attention whatsoever. They were out there focused on trying to win. And so that was something that was very impressive on Miami side. That's not something I normally would say about a Miami team, that they're disciplined out there on the field, but they look disciplined more discipline than Notre Dame did. And I would think, but all the guys Notre Dame got coming back, their defense supposed to be this good, that good, and you didn't see it. You didn't see it.
No.
Love was a no-show in that first half. Like him and Price, honestly. So now that being said, now Miami can't be having those special teams mishaps that they had early on. Now that was on the center. It had nothing to do with the kicker or the holder, but you can't have mistakes like that in a key game against another team that's in the top 10 moving forward.
Oh, you said don't forget about the referees.
The referees, they show up, and when they show up, they show out. Mike says Sellers good. What was Sellers' numbers after that game? I didn't even look at his numbers. I know he did good. I didn't even look at his numbers. So, absolutely. Yes, and so let's see what else did we have here. Oh, and then how many points were scored for the Ohio State and Texas game? You believe there's going to be 45, so I can't say nothing much. My number was high too. I don't remember what it was, but it was high too. But in hindsight, two good defenses versus two inexperienced quarterback, different coordinators for Ohio State. And then, we saw how he looks against UL Monroe. Clearly, this is not UL Monroe. So, but still, like 21 points, though, that's still hard to believe. I would have thought at least 31, maybe 28, 31. But again, for opening week, so I get it.
Yeah, everybody a little rusty.
Here. Go ahead and look at Old Man's picks. And we'll go through this fairly quick. So he went with Ohio State. He also chose Northwestern to win that one. We all went Clemson. We all went Clemson, and it just came back to bite us. Like, we had no business doing that. Utah State. Fresno State.
Everybody took them.
We're talking about if we had to pick a game that would have been our surest lock on the schedule, it would have been Arizona probably for me. He did choose California.
Yeah.
Say that he had like a relative or someone that told him to choose Cal in this matchup, or was it another matchup?
I think it was that matchup.
I think it was too. But either way, it worked out because only 15% chose Cal, but Old Man was correct about that one.
Yeah, I think he said he put some money on them or something. He said.
I think he did too. Well, if that's the case, shoot, probably sick from counting all that money.
Yeah.
He lost his voice. But went UCLA here.
They got whooped.
South Carolina. So none of us went with Miami. Not one of us went with Miami.
Oh, you ain't taking Miami?
I didn't take Miami either.
Yeah,
I really thought with the returning players that Notre Dame had, and then as you mentioned, the questions on the offense, because they lost a lot of guys from that offense. I thought week one it would favor Notre Dame, but I was wrong. Once again. All right, he also chose 45 there. So yeah, we thought it was gonna be a lot more points. Lewis says you really like Dallas +9 tomorrow. And so yes.
Yeah, that 9 a lot.
He says forget that referee. All right, now let's see how mine went.
All right, Samuel.
Appreciate you coming through, Samuel. So week one, obviously I went Ohio State. I was very nervous about that game coming up. I was extremely nervous about that game. Just glad we got the win. Had no idea what to expect from Julian Sand in his first start. All right, so I did go with Tulane over Northwestern. I chose Clemson. Went with the wrong Tigers here. Utah State.
Old man in the chat.
Oh, man. And Samuel says, subscribe to JB. Appreciate that, Samuel. And again, take care. JB will be going live tomorrow for the Eagles and Cowboys game. Old man says, I can type in the chat when we do our pick. Like I said, sorry, guys. You got no voice. We understand that.
Yeah, counting that money, partying.
Absolutely. Probably over there, you're celebrating the Ohio State victory. That's what happened. All right. No State, Arizona. So I chose Oregon State here. So I wish I would have chose Cal in hindsight.
Damn.
Oregon State. Did choose Utah.
Oh, you took Utah, y'all.
South Carolina.
You said it. You were lower than us.
Yeah, still 16 points off. So Mike said, but she says,
Yeah.
JB, every time you say you're gonna cover boys, you duck out on me. He ain't lying. He ain't lying. The Cowboys have probably been a team that I have opted out the most when it comes to live streaming and stuff. I feel like I've done a good amount of that for the Eagles in the past as well. Cowboys and Eagles, especially when they played each other. I think I've done it twice when they played each other. So RC brings that up with good reason there. I understand that for sure. But nah,
Man,
JB's feeling good. It's early in the season. You only gotta get concerned as the season goes on later on, the fatigue starts to kick in. But we
I,
early now, so
I feel
JB
you on
good.
that.
All right, so now we can go ahead and do the picks for this upcoming week. Another opportunity to come out here and make it do what it do. To build upon my success first week.
Let me see who I
All
got.
right. All right, so Zoe, we're gonna go ahead and start off with this. And old man, you can go ahead and whenever and type in, your pick, as can everybody else here in the chat. Let us know who you got. But Iowa versus Iowa State, Zoe. At Iowa State, who you got in this one?
Damn. I'm gonna go with the home team.
I didn't hear that one.
I'm gonna go with Iowa State.
Okay, going to Iowa State. Okay, okay. I'm looking at 90% goes Iowa State in this one. I get it. Iowa State, they did beat Kansas State, but I feel like the rain had a good part to do with that. Iowa State, I love choosing them when it comes to them being the ones to do the upsetting, but ah, I want to think of a reason for Iowa to win, but I'm gonna play it safe here. Go Iowa State in this one. I at least gave it some consideration. All right,
Nah,
let's go
nah.
first with this. See,
See,
Mike,
90% say Syracuse.
week two will be like college football
I
one-sided.
don't know too much about UConn for real though.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Syracuse looked horrible out there against Tennessee. That they did. Clearly, without Kyle McCord, that offense is gonna go back to what it was years prior. That's the reality of it. I think they had lost a receiver because of an NIL deal as well. So offense is not gonna be the same. They don't have Allen in the backfield no more. But to say this and to say that, I strongly pick Syracuse to beat UConn because UConn in football. Now this is college hoop. I choose UConn, but this ain't college hoop on a gridiron, give me Syracuse in a heartbeat here.
Yeah, I feel
They
you
could
on
be
that
half the
one.
team that they were last year, and they'd still be better than UConn.
Yeah, I feel I'm gonna go with the home team too though, for real.
See, Lewis says under no matter what the number's at. He's gonna take that under in that Iowa versus Iowa State game. SM got Iowa there. I did consider it, SM. I really did consider it. I might be wrong in that one, but I went ahead and played it safe there, Iowa State, but it could very well be Iowa. I think it's a lot closer than the votes are indicating. Mike says
UConn
UConn
independent.
independent, and so that's right. They are independent. And
How many teams is it?
ooh, how many independent?
It's a lot of them.
Nah, it's probably like and correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it like maybe four independent? A little
Oh,
bit more than four, but I think I can just think of four. But it's not like it's a ton of independent teams.
okay.
But I would not be shocked if they let you down. All right, so SM also back in Syracuse here, going with
Yeah.
the oranges. Okay. RC said elite do it.
You-
Okay, liking that UConn plus 7.5. I got you. Go down here. All right, Zoe, I'm gonna let you go first with this one. Now we got the Fighting Illini here, ranked number 11 on the road here at Duke. I mean, matter of fact, committee likes Fighting Illini so much they got them what 4 spots over your Michigan Wolverines right now. So who you like in this one?
Man, I like the away team, man. Duke, like you said, if we talk about B-ball, I'd be taking Duke. But we talking about the football field. Ain't no way.
I give Duke a small chance that they could possibly pull off the upset. They're at home. I feel like they got a couple votes for the top 25 from the AP poll, but not inside the top 25. But that being said, though, I do like the Fighting Illini again this year, and it's great to be able to talk about the Fighting Illini for football. It's been so long prior to last year to be able to even talk about them. So I'm gonna go Fighting Illini with this one, but this game will be closer than one might think just by looking at it. All right. Lewis says Illinois. All right. And Mike doubles that. Okay. All right. So I'll go first with this one here. So Baylor versus SMU.
We root for
48% select SMU to win this one. Baylor lost to Auburn, but Baylor lit it up out there on the field. They absolutely their quarterback passed for like 415 yards pass, and he had like 3 touchdowns. I'm like, how many touchdowns and yards do you need to get a W? But problem is their defense allowed for Auburn to have like 3 guys get 16 carries, and at the minimum, like their backup running back had like 70 yards rushing, quarterback had like 100 something yards rushing. Other running back had like 80 something. They ran all over them, ran all over that defense. But to say this and to say that, do I think that SMU's a slam dunk to win this one? I'm feeling a bit of an upset here. Something tells me Baylor upsets SMU here. So I'm going to go Baylor for this one. So there it is.
You know what crazy? You know what's crazy about this pick?
You went with Baylor as well.
Only reason I went with Baylor is because I'm looking at the 88% people took in SMU. And I really don't know too much about SMU though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know who they played last week, but like you said, Baylor played who? Auburn.
Yep, they played Auburn.
And SMU ain't no damn Auburn. I don't know how good their defense even is.
To me, I feel like Baylor is going to score on SMU. SMU may be able to score too, but I don't know. Over the years, I've seen so many inconsistencies. SMU is a good team. I just think that this is going to be one of those games that Baylor just upsets them. It's screaming upset to me. So I'm with you there with Baylor. Man, I thought you were going to go with SMU here. I feel like so far we've got almost the same picks.
I can't keep on going with the people though, man. Like, and plus I know more about Baylor compared to SMU though. Especially on that football tip. They be have some nice player they begin drafted.
All right, SM says Illinois. SM says Mustangs here. So tell me this, SM. When you hear us talk about picking Baylor versus SMU, do you personally think like, man, what are these guys talking about? Or do you think it's going to be a close one between SMU and Baylor and you just got SMU winning? Like, do you feel like it's within reason to see us go for Baylor there? Curious about your thoughts there. All right, Lewis says you love making money. Jumped on Baylor +3 versus number 17 is too low. And so he says it's basically he had to take the money. He said you're gonna put it that low, he's gonna take it. Absolutely. And do remind me, Lewis, before once we go through these picks here, for me to go ahead and to send you over the link so that way you can go through it there. I'll probably just put the link in there for anybody that wants to go through each week and check it out. Zoe, are you able to share the link while I go through this in the chat? Old man, you too. Either one of y'all.
Oh, I can't do it. Old man will have to. If he could just copy the link and just drop it down. Hold on, I could do that too though. I'm tripping. I got my phone right here.
Okay, so old man's got Iowa State. Okay. The second one, they're trying to see who the second one is there. You've got Illinois, SMU. All right, so my man SM says close game, but SMU seems like they've been on the up for the last few years. And so they have been. They have been. I will recognize they have been. But I just feel like Sawyer Robinson is going to be the reason that Baylor wins this game. It's going to come down to the second half, fourth quarter, who's going to be able to outscore the other team. And I think Baylor will be able to do that. Samuel's back saying you just described there. Okay, bet.
No, it won't let me do it.
It won't let you do it?
No.
All right, so I'll have to, once I finish going through the picks, see if I can drop it in the chat here. But when you signed up, though, it was like fairly easy for you. Like you didn't need a password or nothing to sign in there. I don't think.
No, you just got to redo your account.
Okay. So yeah, especially with the NFL there, that's good calls out there. And what JB is thinking about doing, guys, and you guys let JB know if you like this idea or not. I was talking with Zoe, and so what I'm thinking of doing is, and right now I know 80s is I think the only active member the only active member at the moment here. But in the future, when we get a member, if the person who's a member of JB's channel wants to join, it can be like any game that JB sets up. You want to come in at halftime, join JB for halftime, or maybe we do like a one-off stream on like a Saturday morning or something like that. But essentially, if you want to come on JB's show and you're like, man, I've been trying to get JB to put me up here. He's been dodging comments left and right here. So we're going to be reaching out to members that want to come through and be able to have join on the live. So that's something that JB's thinking about doing for members in the future. So just a heads up there. But you guys let JB know how you feel about that idea.
I'm gonna try another way for you real quick.
The old man says he tried and wouldn't let him. So yeah, JB, once I go through the picks there, make sure JB does not forget. I'll go ahead and figure that way you can easily join anybody that wants to join here on the chat there. Because what we can do is there's a lot of ways we can do so. It just come down to the person that's a member, whether we want to talk football, like college football, can be NFL, it can be even fantasy football. I'm open to fantasy football as well. So sports betting, someone like Lewis comes through there, want to talk sports betting as well. And so, it let you do it, Zoe?
Yeah, I did it off of Twitter.
Bet. Okay. That's a dope idea, JB. Bet. Yeah. So I think it'll be a great idea. It'll be a great idea. And also, if you are, like a member and you don't want to do it yourself, you can nominate somebody else in the chat that to do it, obviously, as well. So that's what JB's thinking about moving forward.
Yeah,
let's see. Oh, said you got the Wolfpack, Jayhawk. Okay. WVM, Michigan, Devils, Hokies, and 35 points. Okay, bet. And again, let me know in the chat here if that link that Zoe shared, if it worked. Should be one for college football and one for the NFL. So let JB know if that worked. I'll go ahead and start them in the comment here. But this is what they look like here. So just go through and sign up, and let's have fun this season.
Yeah, you probably got to. If it don't work, you probably got to copy it down and go off your browser.
Absolutely, but I just need somebody to confirm that it does indeed work for them. It's something I probably should have made a post of like earlier as well for college football, but it's never too late to join.
Yeah, it's early.
All right, so next up, we've got Virginia versus North Carolina State. So Zoe, we're gonna let you go first with this one.
I ain't gonna lie, I got the home team with this one.
Okay, walking with the Wolfpack. Okay. I personally have no idea, honestly, how good Virginia is. So therefore, I'm not willing to take that risk here. I'll go with the people here, North Carolina State, because I really don't know how good Virginia is this year. So I will go for this one. Kansas versus Missouri. Oh, man. At Mizzou as well. Jayhawks, they are 2-0. I feel like this is going to be a good game, a nice game here, but I'm going to go with Kansas here. I'm going to go with Kansas to win this.
Oh, I'm mad as hell you did that.
Go down to Mizzou. Don't tell me you got Kansas also.
Yeah, I like that quarterback, man. Oh.
Oh, yeah, JB has Kansas. Oh, man.
I'm mad. I'm like, this is another one, though, because everybody going with Missouri. I'm going to slide up. I like that quarterback, though, for real.
I think it's a good opportunity for them. And quite frankly, this current Mizzou quarterback, I've got to pay more attention to him and see what he can and can't do. I know they're at home here, but I do like Kansas. I feel like it's prime for an upset for them. But man, Zoe, same thing here.
What the? You ain't lying.
I'll let you go first with this one.
I got West Virginia on this one. I can't. I ain't doing that one.
All right, let's see. Lewis says he's got Kansas 0.7. Okay, bet. And as for this pick for me, yeah, I'm going with West Virginia. Like, unless you talking about there's going to be a state at the end of that Ohio, that's the only way.
Well, I got you on this one though. I got you on the next one.
Woohoo! Oh,
yeah.
There we go. There we go. So I got to go first. We already know who you got, and you got to talk about that game there. But I'm gonna say this. Oklahoma, different quarterback than what they had last year. Last year was a bit of a setback for them. So I could see them being obviously ramped up. They're at home. But to say this and to say that, I don't think that they have elite traits that you need to beat a team like Michigan. I don't think that they can take away that run game. I do believe that Bryce Underwood is the real deal in terms of being able to go out there and do enough for them to beat a team like Oklahoma. I believe between the two of these teams, Michigan's the better team, and that's why, even though they're on the road, I'm going to say that Michigan wins this game against Oklahoma. That's how I feel about that one. Zoe, go ahead, let the people know.
This game right here, what I seen from my boy Bryce last week, it was good. It was straight. But this week, I need the offense, and my defense must play better. My defense got to play better against that offense, but Oklahoma, that's a pretty little soft offense. So I feel like my defense is going to do enough to get off the field. Might end up snagging the INT, or like you said, our offense line running game gonna be what it is. And I think Bryce gonna make some plays with his arms. But this game, I think he's gonna be running with the ball more. I give him about 5 rushes, probably about 30, 40 rushing yards. Nothing too crazy. I ain't gonna say 100. I give him about 37, 45 rushing yards. And this is gonna be the game. And this is gonna be the game right here, JB. We put the college football back on notice. This is gonna be the game right here. This is gonna be the game we put people back on notice.
This is definitely one of those elevate type of games. We're talking about on the road, an SEC team here, and this is what people want to see when it comes to Bryce Underwood. We've heard all summer long the good things there. Not just him, also the running game as well. You guys had what, like Haynes rushed for like 3 rushing touchdowns in the opener, I believe. And so it's an opportunity.
I think 2, something like that.
It's when people think about what they saw last year, like no offense, but Michigan offense at the beginning, like most of the season last year looked a lot like Iowa of years past. However, this is the kind of game.
Hold on, wait. You ain't gonna, we look like Iowa last year, dog.
That time, yeah. Iowa with a mobile quarterback. That's what you guys looked like offensively for most of the year last year. But hey, it was enough to beat us, but still, like that it was a defense that made some plays there. But that being said, though, I do feel like the offense is definitely primed to go out there and to show like, hey, we can put up points against, big teams. And once the committee sees that, that's going to be able to elevate, Michigan to where they'll probably jump to like that 10 spot or something like that after a win like this at Oklahoma. I could very well see that being the case. So, and again, yeah, appreciate that there, Mike, because JB will be for college football. I'll be streaming against the South Florida Bulls versus the Florida Gators. And I particularly chose that one instead of doing like the Iowa versus Iowa State that I considered. I also thought about Michigan versus Oklahoma, but I was like, you know what? My boy Zoe might be streaming that one there. And a lot of people are going to be streaming that game also. So I was like, let me go ahead and choose South Florida versus Florida because I really feel like that game is going to be a game. Like South Florida is going to come out hungry. Florida's going to probably fend them off there, but it's going to be a real good game. We might see an upset in that one. We might see an upset for South Florida versus Florida. So JB followed his gut with this one, and I believe that this game is going to be extremely fun to watch. So, Lewis said he's talking about the end of the year, though. He likes the under for Michigan, Ohio State at 46.5.
Yeah, that's a good one.
SM says game of the week, probably.
You better believe it.
W. So this one right here, Zoe, I'll let you go ahead and repeat yourself for this one here.
How the Underwood look like he should have looked like everything that was advertised, throwing the football out there, laying blocks on the corner, or it was a safety. He blasted somebody when they were running with the football. But Underwood looked good. Huh?
He put him on his butt?
No, he blew him up, dog, looking like damn, that's the quarterback? Yeah, that's the quarterback. That's the quarterback. But he looked good against New Mexico, though. It ain't nothing to get too happy about, but it looked better than anything we seen last year from the offense and the quarterback.
All right. So you think Michigan defense will carry until about week 4? Okay. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Zoe, is y'all quarterback y'all coach suspended during these games?
Oh damn! You know what? I don't know. No, I don't think he was. No, I don't think he was suspended from the last game.
Okay, okay. I just thought about that when I thought about
I don't know
said
when that
let's
shit
look.
kick in.
So man, that's crazy. They still trying to do that.
You ain't lie.
Yeah, said JB, that's gonna be a blowout off top. And so hey, we'll see. We will see. All right, let's continue. Arizona State versus Mississippi State here. So Samuel, I know this is your team, Mississippi State. JB will go first with this one. Arizona State, I do like a lot of what this Arizona State team, has going on. Players that they brought back from last year. Obviously this year without their running back, but I do like their quarterback there. As for Mississippi State, I'm still learning about what Mississippi State can do. There'll be plenty of opportunities to prove themselves. They will be at home, but I got to go with Arizona State here because I believe that Arizona State is the better team, and I think that it will show. Zoe?
I'm going with the home team. I'm going with Mississippi.
Okay.
Baby.
Okay, okay. Had me nervous there for a minute. But this is the kind
Nah.
of game that we need, though. This is
Yeah.
exactly what we need. Okay. Essence rocking with Arizona State, too. Bazzo's going Mississippi State.
Yes, sir.
Vanderbilt versus Virginia Tech. So we'll let you go first with this one.
Man, I'm going with Virginia Tech. I ain't gonna lie. Got to go with
Oh,
them.
Vanderbilt. Who did Virginia Tech play in the opener?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out who beat them. Oh, that's right. They played in South Carolina. So,
I like South Carolina too.
yeah. So being at home, you already lost one. So your team's going to be extremely locked in. But Vanderbilt, I don't even know who they played in the opener here, but I'm going to go ahead and say Virginia Tech at home. I'm going to go with that. But 63% chose Vanderbilt to win. But I'm going
That's
to go ahead and go with
crazy.
Virginia. How many points will be scored in the Oklahoma versus Michigan? You guys in the chat, let me know how many points you guys think will be scored total in this one. Oklahoma versus Michigan. What'd you put there, Zoe?
47.
27?
47.
47?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, hold on, let me get my calculator here. I got to think about what this final score for the be here. Woo! All right, so for Michigan, I think, this could turn out to be a high-scoring game by their standards here. Oh, man, I'm going to go ahead and say that because I think that you guys will score like 28, and I think that they'll score maybe like 17. So my calculator's tripping. It just gave me an insane number, so I'm just going to put a number up there. Let's go with 47 here. We'll go with 47.
Good number.
Here we go. Samuel said you're going to rock with Mississippi State. Are you going to go to the game, Samuel? I know you've been going to a lot of Mississippi State games there, so are you going to be going to that game? Some says Virginia Tech. Okay, okay. Okay, a lot of Virginia Tech here. It says 35 points there. So old man thinks it's going to be more defense there. It's always tricky when it comes to Michigan because if you guys put your mind to it, you guys can run the ball. That keeps the clock running and go for long drives and stuff like that. Unless the opponent's just really bad defensively, then it can turn into a nightmare. But I could see where O comes up with 35 from because of that. SM says 45. Okay. Samuel says yes, he'll be at the game. Okay. Okay. So those are our college picks. Were you guys able to actually like click into the link? I guess I should check here and see if anybody new joined. But Lewis, were you able to click into the link that Zoe shared earlier? Let me see if I can do it here. So I'll go ahead and drop the link just in case it didn't work. Link looks ugly now, but this is what they gave. So
Yeah, it look like that one will work.
all right, so let's go ahead and before we turn our attention to the NFL, I do want to look at the AP Top 25 right now and see, do we agree with them? Do we disagree? Let me just make sure I got the right one here. Tab. Yeah, so can you guys see this fairly well? Do I need to make it bigger? You guys let me know.
I think it's straight.
So at the top. Now you guys let me know, because JB don't want to be biased here. Do you guys feel that Ohio State being ranked #1 for right now, just based upon where we're at right now, is that the right move? Penn State at 2. Is there anything that you see in the top 5 that you guys don't like or don't agree with or want to challenge, as they say? So
Like I can see Ohio State. Who did LSU beat last week?
Clemson.
I could probably see LSU being #2 because I don't know why they so hype on Penn State for. That's crazy.
Who
They
did Penn
should be
State beat last
#5 or some shit.
week? Love Penn State now.
Yeah, they do. Like who had Penn State beat in the past 2 years though? You say who?
Iowa. Iowa.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what, but like the top 5 straight though for real. I'll move their ass all the way to 5. It was up to me for real.
Compare Penn State and Georgia. Like, if we had to determine, like, just from what we've seen so far of those two teams, which one was better, would we outright feel that Penn State is better than Georgia? Because both of them haven't had their big games yet, but just from what we know so far.
Yeah,
Because if you're
like
telling me it's a college football game and Penn State's playing Georgia, and I had to put money on it towards Georgia, like, in all honesty,
yeah,
but
like
JB could be biased
no, like I don't think Penn State will do nothing against LSU.
too. That too.
Yeah,
So
I don't know what the hype on Penn State is. That's crazy to me. That shit need to be studied.
that was. She said, "How did Florida State get into the top 10?" And so, and let me scroll down a little bit here to not in the top 10. They're in the top
15.
15, top 15. They're at 14. So, yeah, but we can go ahead and talk about Florida State also. So,
Who they
I
play
mean, for
last
Florida
week?
State, Alabama, because
Oh, that's
remember,
right.
Alabama was ranked #8, and they beat Alabama fairly decisively. Like, yeah, it was close towards the end there, but it wasn't like a fluke missed field goal. They clearly went out there and outplayed them. Castellanos was out there just running like he just won the lottery, and they were trying to call him back to retract his lotto ticket. He was out there like just hauling it. And that lets me know also that at the end of the year, if Bama doesn't improve when they play Auburn, Auburn's gonna their quarterback's gonna be a runner, their running back's gonna be running. They're gonna be in for a long game at the end of the year if they can't stop the run the way how Florida State exposed them on that one. So, but yeah, I like the fact that they jumped up to 14. Obviously, it's just one game, so you always never want to overreact with one win. But man, what a win it was! Like, it felt like it revived Tallahassee. It really did feel like it just brought them back into relevance. Because before that, they were looking like the odd team in the state. So that's what I see. But Zoe, how do you
Yeah.
feel about Florida State being 14?
14. Like I ain't gonna lie, I probably swap them out with #11 for real. That was a big win against Alabama. But like you said, they still top 15 though. Like you said, you don't want to react to one game, but they still top 15, even though you move to 11, whatever. But it's a good spot on really, you know what I'm saying? It just rankings in week 1 going to week 2.
Must I remind everybody, how were we feeling a year ago in the opener where Florida State played, I think, Georgia Tech in the opener, if I'm not mistaken. They lost to Georgia Tech, and we thought that meant Georgia Tech was about to become like a top team, in which they were a good team. They were a good team. They fought Georgia hard, but then we realized afterwards, like, wait a minute, Florida State just kept losing. Like, it was becoming a joke each week. No matter who they played, they were losing. So, still plenty of football to be played.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see what she said. Wait, maybe I read that wrong. Let's see. Florida State beating Bama, something or nothing? You say, I feel like it's something. It's a good question. So if you just had to put in the words, Florida State beating Bama, was it something or nothing? Was it more so, I guess, vindictive of Florida State being that good or Bama being that bad?
Bama being bad, man. Bama over with. Like I tell people, man, Bama ain't been right since Michigan beat them, man. That Bama we knew and loved years ago, that's over with. That plane been left off the ground. Bama ain't what people think Bama is no more, man. That's over with. I think Bama got like 3 more losses on their schedule, if you ask me.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say that I think Florida State beating Alabama is something. After the year that they had last year, which it embarrassed the entire alumni. I couldn't get one Florida State person to respond to anything when I was talking about the season. Embarrassed them. It hurt them. I mean, think about where this program was the year before. This fan base was hurt. They were crying. They were weeping. They did not like the fact that they went undefeated, even though they lost in the bowl game. But, they went undefeated and was left out of the college football playoff. That had to hurt as a fan of a Power 5 team to see your team go undefeated, and then you lost your quarterback, and then they just kept you out. That made you mad. Then the following year, you went out there, then DJU ruined the program by himself basically. And then you went out there and started losing to everybody. It's no longer like, oh, we deserve to be in. It's like, dang, we can't win a game. And then you have a matchup like this. Bama scored in that first drive. They could have easily been like, oh, here we go again. But instead, they went out there and showed some fight, and you don't take out a Debo until you go out there and you just square up with them and give it the best you got. And so it starts somewhere. This was a start of what could be a good season for Florida State. So does it mean something? Oh, yeah, this gets the attention of recruits because Bama still has the name. Even if they're in their dying phase here, they still have the name. The recruits see this and they're like, hey, we can be a part of something special again here at Tallahassee. So I think this is something for Florida State because this will motivate these guys to keep going. Now they're looking at Miami. Now they're looking at Florida. They're like, you know what? We can play with them too. We can play with them too. So, because I mean, Notre Dame, they fought hard, but their quarterback didn't show up for like 3.5 quarters. But Constantino's letting you know, hey, he's going to show up from the first drive he gets. So yeah, that's something for Florida State. That's something.
Yeah, they did.
Let's continue to see some of you guys. Have y'all looked at the University of Florida schedule, by the way? Like I was talking with Mr. JB about their schedule and went through it. And when I say that the University of Florida has a schedule on them, they got a schedule. Like you know what? Give me 1 second here and I'm gonna pull it up because I want to go side by side here. First, we'll look at Florida schedule. Next, we'll look at Notre Dame schedule. And I want y'all to tell me the difference y'all see in the schedule here because it's day and night. When I say day and night, it is day and night. So let's get Florida schedule here.
Let me see what
So
it
this should be
looking
good.
like.
So first up, and let me know again if y'all can't see it. I probably need to increase. Yeah, I need to increase this for sure. It should be good enough here. So, all right. So you're looking at the LIU Sharks, and you're like, JB, what are you talking about, man? The Shark, I get it. That opener, that was as cupcake as it get, and stuff like that. But all right, so South Florida, I truly believe that South Florida at least is like a rank, like 25 team around that range. I can see that. That's going to be a fight. You go down to LSU, who's now ranked number 3. You go down to Miami, who's ranked number 5. At home against Texas, they're mad. They already lost there. They're going to show up to try to win that game. You're on the road at Texas A&M as well. And then, all right, Mississippi State, another SEC conference there. But then you play Georgia to open up November. You know how that game goes. You're on the road at Kentucky. Kentucky is very difficult when they're at home. Very difficult. Then you go down to Ole Miss. And then Tennessee at home, Florida State at home. You see what I'm saying? That is a brutal schedule to get through.
Shit, everybody right now.
Except for 2 teams, Mississippi State, Well, 2 teams remaining, and South Florida. Everybody else on here is ranked. So if you want to have a conversation about strength of schedule, Florida's got a case, but they have to win enough for it to matter. Now let's
Yeah.
take a look at Notre Dame. Let me pull up their schedule. Want your true evaluation. If JB tripping and you think that this schedule is good, then you let JB know. All right. All right. So obviously we've already seen them play Miami. We see the results there, right? So, and then another ranked game there against Texas A&M, right? So we're about to start something, right? But then it's Purdue, and as you know, Zoe, how Purdue is right now in their current state, not good. Then the Arkansas Razorbacks there. Nobody's talking about the Arkansas Razorbacks. Boise State, they got embarrassed 34-7 by South Florida. And wasn't they at home in that one? They was at home. They was at home. And then North Carolina State, not ranked. USC. Now, could USC get ranked? I guess they could. It's always a possibility, but at the same time, maybe not. You know, it's tough in the Big Ten right now. Boston College. Nobody's thinking about Boston College. Navy. Will Navy be as good as they were last year? Doubt it. And then Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's good for an upset, but are they a top 25 team? No. And we saw Tennessee, what Tennessee did to Syracuse. They gave them the work. So we're not going to pretend it's the same Syracuse from last year. And then Stanford. Stanford hasn't been relevant since what? Like the Christian McCaffrey days? Like it's been a minute. So you look at this, I've only seen what, 2 teams that are currently ranked, and one of them barely. So that's what I see.
Yeah,
You guys let JB know. Yeah, go ahead.
That schedule ain't nothing. No, the rankings ain't legit yet though. But if you just look at the schedule though, who do they play tough? I think Arkansas might be one for them. Boise State ain't nothing. Texas gonna be tough for them. USC gonna be tough, but they schedule still don't compare to Florida though.
We saw from Florida. That's how you know you made somebody mad. They give you a schedule like that. Like that's tough because they could be like. They could win 6-7 games, have an amazing team, but we're not going to know because they only won 6-7 games because it's going to be tough, the schedule that they got. It's going to be real tough.
Yeah, week after week.
It takes a toll on you, especially when injuries start kicking in and then you start losing guys and backups got to come in the game there. That can make some of these games potentially nasty. Like Georgia coming down, all that stuff.
They don't play nobody, though, for real.
Syracuse, go ahead and put that W right now. So that's what I'm saying. So when I saw the contrast in schedule, guys, I was like, man.
That's why they always be fraud. They get into the playoff and get that ass bounced.
I agree with your RC. Like, so to be fair, these rankings aren't legit yet. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. You know, because there's lots of football to be played there. So,
but
you know,
I say this though, it's still gonna be Florida gonna play more ranked team than Notre Dame. I don't see NC State being ranked, Arkansas being ranked, Boise State, USC might be ranked. They're gonna be ranked low. They ain't gonna be ranked high.
Yeah, USC's got a chance, legit chance. USC beating Notre Dame.
But I only see like 3 teams that's up in the air who they play against. Other than that, they're gonna be dog walking people.
I mean, let's put it this way. Based upon the current strength of schedule, let's say that this is somewhat reflective of, you know, how the season goes, and they lose. I think they would beat A&M. I'm pretty sure A&M's the type of team that they're built to beat. I do think they beat A&M, but let's say they slip up against a team like USC. That's one I can see. And then Pittsburgh's always dangerous at home later in the year. They always are dangerous for getting some type of, you know, like upset. So let's say they lose 2 games. Do you still think that they make the college football playoffs with that type of resume and strength of schedule if they were to lose?
Oh yeah, they still gonna make the playoffs.
That's what I was thinking, that they still would have a strong case. Like, it feels like almost a lock because, being outside the conference, that they will find a way into the college football playoffs, even if they were to go out there and just beat the teams they're supposed to beat, basically is what I'm saying. Beat the teams you're supposed to beat, lose to the teams that are somewhat,
Yeah,
close.
like Shaq said, they're gonna get in like they do and get smoked. Cause they ain't supposed to be there anyway.
They'll get credit when they look like they'll lose a game, then all of a sudden you will never see a Notre Dame team after a loss fall more than maybe like 3 spots, I would say. 3, 4 spots. That's it. Like what you saw with Bama when they lost, how many spots they lost, you're not going to see a Notre Dame team lose like drop that far in the poll. They're just not going to do it. They get smoked. And so that's what I'm anticipating based on what we saw, unless Carr's just hiding his best performance and it just comes at the end of the year or something like that. But I agree. All right, but now we'll go ahead and transition over to the NFL. So let me go ahead and switch it over to the NFL. So we get to talk football this week, though. Last week we didn't get to do pick'ems for the NFL, but this week we do.
Let's do it. My favorite one out of them all.
I do like their running back, Shaq. I do like their running back. So here we go. So before I do that, let me go ahead and make sure that. Just want to make sure I go ahead and share the link in the chat here. So if anybody else wants to sign up while we're going through it. And let JB know, y'all, if the link doesn't work, but it should work. So this one's the NFL. The one from before is college football. This is the NFL one. So here we go. Through my page here. You guys can see it pretty good, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Zoe, opening day here. Tomorrow, actually. Cowboys versus the Eagles. 94% of the population believes that the Eagles are going to win this one. I checked last year when the Cowboys and the Eagles played, obviously blowouts both times, but I don't believe that Dak Prescott played in the games last year when they got blew out. Matter of fact, the last time I believe he played against the Eagles, I believe he won, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me in the chat if that is inaccurate, but I believe the last time he actually started against the Eagles, he actually went out there and won. Now, that being said, obviously they moved on from Micah Parsons and stuff. A lot of changes since then. You've basically promoted a coach that many people believe you just put him in there as a placeholder until the off season. So what do you think about this matchup, Zoe? And then let us know who you got.
Like, I believe Dak Prescott have a winning record against the Eagles. He got a winning record against Jalen Hurts. That's the main important one, though. But I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I think Dak gonna put up his numbers, put up his yards, but I don't think the Cowboy got enough defense wise to slow down Saquon Barkley and AJ Brown. I think gonna be too much. It's gonna be like, man, it might be like 30 something to like probably about like 20, something like that. They win probably about 2 scores. Well, 2 possessions. I say that. Because they could win by 10 points, so 12 or whatever. But I don't see the Cowboys beating the Eagles at the crib. They about to do the whole trophy thing. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it.
Okay. Said the Eagles could win this game with a quarterback.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, he ain't lying.
I'm going with the Eagles to win this one here. The main reason is Saquon Barkley. That's going to be big. You mentioned AJ Brown as well. They're going to be amped up. They're at home, like we just want to, and they hate the Cowboys as much as the Cowboys hate them. So the Eagles will be prepared for this one. Philadelphia will win. I can see the final score being like Eagles 34, Cowboys 21. That's what I'm thinking.
And you know what's crazy? When we did our fantasy league, they got mad because I drafted Jake, what his name? The tight end Ferguson. I reached a little early. I got him like at 80 something. They had him going like 100 something. I think you have a big year in that offense. They're gonna be throwing the football a lot. He went crazy last year.
That's right. That's right. But who got mad about the pick though? Like the other guys in the league, or
No, when you go on your picks, you can see your review.
and they said that's the player that you reached on.
Man, that website hate I did it that. They like,
They always will go off the ADP. In their mind, it only matters if you draft a good player, but you draft him where there's a lot of value to draft him. If you draft him earlier, then you can draft that same player 3 rounds later, and they'll be like, it was an amazing pick, the best pick of your draft, or something like that. So I get what you're saying. Because they said the same thing for me about Tyler Warren. And I was like, look, I think the kid's going to have a great year. Somebody for to take him. I'm going to take my guy Tyler Warren there after I took David Njoku and secured my tight end spot. So I feel what you're saying.
yeah, I'm like, they tripping. Ferguson about to go crazy. Shout
Everybody
out
that I
to
know that took Chris Olave, like they basically had Chris Olave as the so-called best pick just because nobody wanted to take him, so he fell later than they rated him. So
yeah, I'm straight. I straight on him. I don't know who they quarterback is. Shout out to Black Medicine with the
um
super chat.
isn't he came through with the super chat. My thing ain't even showing me. Let me see him.
He
And
said,
what's good, Black Medicine? Appreciate you coming through there with the super chat. He says hashtag justice for Samuel.
"Oh, Spencer Rattler. Hell no, I
Justice
ain't taking
for
shit on the Saints with Spencer Rattler at the quarterback.
Samuel. All right, I'm sure
Nah,
if anything. As he said, Boys 38, Eagles 27.
I
Samuel's
just
got the Cowboys. Okay, okay. What's the percent chance of winning? He says.
Cowboys.
Okay, Samuel
No, I don't
almost
know.
went.
I don't know where he get that from. That must be his math. Ain't no way they got him down 88%.
It's the NFL. I guess anything can happen, but boy, it better be on the right day and right night. Like she said, I said earlier, did I just hope we can keep it close with the Eagles? But man, I have a major doubt. We're gonna see. Well, one thing you know about Dak Prescott is that he gonna throw for some yards, even if it's meaningless. They're gonna let him go out there and do the best he can to get somewhat decent. So if you like the spread and stuff like that, like Lewis takes, then hey, you know he'll at least keep throwing. He'll at least keep throwing, if nothing else. All right, so old man's got his picks up there. Okay, speaking of Kansas City here. So for the Chiefs versus the Chargers in this one, I've got to go with the Chiefs here. I mean, every time I see the Chargers line up against them, they do. It's like it's so close, but it's not close enough. Kansas City continuously shows me that they will outcoach the Chargers when it matters the most. So I've got to go with the Chiefs here in the opener as well. I've got to go with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I
So
gotta go. I gotta go with the Chiefs too, though. Like I ain't seen nothing from Justin Herbert showing me he gonna make enough plays to beat the Chiefs. I don't see it.
you don't believe in your old coach though, Jim Harbaugh?
I don't believe in that quarterback he got. I don't believe in that quarterback. You only can run the ball so many times.
Good old Spencer Rattler. You know, Spencer Rattler's the reason why in my fantasy league I picked up the Arizona Cardinals specifically because they're going up against Spencer Rattler and the Saints.
You
So,
ain't lying.
so this one, Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Atlanta Falcons here. So Zoe, I will let you go first with this one.
I think on this one, I picked the Falcons at home.
But you got the
Michael
Falcons at home.
Penix, Bajon Robinson, that offense. We don't know what we getting out of Michael Penix. We don't know what the offense is gonna look like, and we know what Baker Mayfield is. And I believe the Falcons drafted some defensive player high in the draft this year and last year. So I like the Falcons front to get after Baker Mayfield.
This one I feel like it's going to be a very close one. Very close one. But it's just something about late game situations. You know, Baker's going to make those throws. It may just come down to special teams in this one. And Atlanta has showed me with Koo over the last couple of years that he hasn't been as clutch as he was early in his career. That being said, I feel like Tampa Bay does win this one. Even though it's on the road here, I've got Tampa Bay beating the Atlanta Falcons in the opener. I could be wrong. but I'll take Baker right now at this point
Hold on, Jay.
over
Jay,
my
hold on one
prediction.
second.
Bet. Old man, thanks for coming through. You have a good night and get better. Get better. Take all the time you need to recover. Like says, LOL, I can see the upset Chargers run all over the Chiefs. Black Medicine said, old man took some Flintstone gummies and some juicy juice and is off the bed. And SM brings up a key point there. The Chiefs and the Chargers will be playing in Brazil. So don't the Minnesota Vikings at some point during the season have back-to-back international games at some point of the schedule?
Yeah, we play the Steelers and the Browns.
How y'all feel about that? Because that's I'd be upset, honestly. I feel like because I know what it is traveling internationally. All that flight, just to get to one location. Now you're gonna do it again. Tell me back-to-back weeks. I'd be highly upset.
Yeah, that's some bull.
I can't believe that they would actually allow this to be the case. This is something that needs to be brought up in the offseason. We can't let this be a theme here because you're putting the team at a major disadvantage here.
You ain't
Major.
lying. Like it's 31 other teams. It's 30 other teams you could pick.
Right. Like you're just gonna keep I guess they said they don't want the Vikings to go 14-3 no more. They're gonna do everything within their power to make sure that don't happen. Because they say it's a problem to have a wild card team at 14-3. So we're gonna make sure that they don't go 14-3. That's what it sounds like. And so Monday Night Football, yeah. So Monday Night Football is again those Minnesota Vikings versus the Chicago Bears. So
yes, sir.
that's the matchup there. Guy says, yeah, I mean, he ain't lying. The commission did that on purpose. On purpose. All right, who the Pats play week 1? The Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders is who the New England Patriots will play week 1. All right, so Samuel says he's got the Atlanta Falcons. Okay. Jack said they basically said about the Falcons will give us an early bye. And so, but you said that y'all play both the Browns and the Steelers. Those are two teams that y'all be playing internationally.
Yep. The still the first, then the Browns.
Well, shoot. I mean, if the Browns are second there, then if you're gonna have to play a team, I guess I rather that order than the first one, the Browns, and you're tired, and then play a Steeler team that might actually be decent. So,
Right.
but still, that's tough. That's tough. As it says, Eagle, Chargers, Bucks, bet. All right, let's continue with these picks here. All right, so the Browns versus the Bengals in this one. So I'll go first with this one here. Cincinnati. I've said it for as long as I can remember the last couple of years. The Cincinnati Bengals, they do a tremendous job at starting off slow when it comes to the season. Heck, last year, they lost to the Patriots in the opening. Y'all know how bad the Patriots were last year. And when we had Jacoby Brissett in there at quarterback. So when I say they get off slow, they get off slow. Now, that being said, I do think that this year, having them play in the preseason as much as they did will help them. And it doesn't hurt that the Browns are that bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Cincinnati wins this one down there in Cleveland for the win.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna say only reason because I think they be having problems with Cleveland. I'm not mistaken though, but to me, Cleveland had a too busy offseason, man, and training camp and preseason, man. Between the rookie quarterbacks, then yo rookie running back slapping people and stuff like that. Like Cleveland had a lot going on, man. And Jflocka is a year older. So, and the Bengals got that offense. They should be ready to go. They can't afford to lose to no Browns on the road. I gotta go Cincinnati on the road.
Cincinnati understands this year that what canned them last year is that they got so far behind to start off the year. Losing to, as I mentioned, a team like New England, not just us, but just getting off the slow start that has plagued them the last couple of years. So I do believe that they're going to come out extremely focused and say, "Hey, we want to start off 1-0. It matters to us to be at a point where we're playing for home field as opposed to trying to make it in as the last wild card."
Shit, that ain't my boy. He Ohio State player.
What's
That's
good
some
with your
that's
boy
some
Zoe-N
Buckeye
for
behavior.
slapping people? Nah, he learned that from Ole Miss, man. He learned that from Ole Miss, bro. We ain't teach him that. We ain't teach him that. But yeah, that was wild though. That was crazy. That was crazy. Oh,
Yeah, it
Judkins.
was.
He messed up an opportunity. This the NFL is all about capitalizing on opportunities, especially you come in was a rookie there, like that. Nick Chubb's no longer there, so they're looking for a feature guy. Sure, they got Jerome Ford, but they want someone else, and they believe he to be the guy. And not only that, I mean, you got Sampson on the team too. He's legit. So there's another running back there, and you're just gonna go out there and just act a fool. Give them a reason to doubt you, and not now you're losing out on reps throughout the off season. You're getting behind on the depth chart, behind on the season. He had a great opportunity. This was set up for him, but he messed it all up.
The
So let's see. You said, "Oh, that JB." No, no, no. That ain't JB's boy. There, I was always Travion Henderson. When Zoe used to ask me about Judkins,
yeah.
I said Travion Henderson was the one. I told him that before because he said, "Didn't you make the comparison to like Aaron Jones when it came to Judkins or something like that?" Zoe at one point,
No, it was Gibbs.
it was Gibbs. Oh, to Gibbs, and so
Yeah.
well, yeah. Now it's like, nah, Travion Henderson is the one that
Yeah.
you need to pay attention to. So Daniel Sampson was a good power back at Tennessee. Absolutely. Absolutely. He was that Tennessee offense because plenty of times I remember watching the Tennessee Volunteers last year, and the first half, I'd be like, man, they ain't got no offense. Like they're just stuck, like Nico's back there, but he's just a name on the jersey, you know. And then the second half, they rise up and say, you know what, we're gonna let my boy Daniel Sampson go out there and just take over. And he go out there, and next thing you know, he's over 100 yards rushing. It's like, all right, once he gets going, Tennessee offense got going last year when it mattered the most. So another reason why I didn't know why Nico was holding up all that money, like, hey, like Sampson was doing all the work. All right, next one here. This one from Mr. JB. So, Zoe, I'm gonna let you go first here. Dolphins versus the Colts. Basically, do you believe in Daniel Jones at home in the opener?
Man, not at all. I gotta go Miami indoors, week 1. 2 was healthy. Miami dealing with a lot of stuff, so they gotta get a W. And they can't afford to lose to no Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I just can't put my confidence right off the bat. I gotta see Daniel Jones do it to believe it. I just cannot put my confidence in him, even though they're at home there. And I do think that he's the better option than Anthony Richardson. They'll be able to at least get the ball to their playmakers a lot more, but not enough. Miami, they've got their guys that can go off at any second early in the season. So injury should, I mean, I know that, Achon's coming back from an injury. And he says he's 100%. He says he's 100%. He's not a doctor, but he says he's 100%. So I'll take his word for him. And I'm gonna go ahead and say the Dolphins win this one.
Hey, Shaq said Indy fans really believe in Jones.
They're
They
desperate.
believe
When you're
anything.
desperate, when you're
Yeah,
desperate, you
they
will
desperate.
call for anything. I watched the same fan base that saw what greatness looked like for over a decade scream for Bailey Zappe. Bailey Zappe to come in there and save the day. What we were getting. So when you down bad, you start screaming for anybody. And I mean anybody. It could be practice squad, whatever. Who was that guy that we had drafted and converted from a quarterback, from a receiver to a quarterback? I don't know what was his name a couple years ago. I forget it. He's like a 7th round pick or something. They were screaming for him. Like when I say when desperation kicks in, it kicks in.
What up, though, D Woods, my boy?
Some Dolphins bet. Sammy said he's got Miami. You
I
like
like I like
that?
Bailey Zapp. I like the Zappy though.
When he comes in the preseason game as the third quarterback, sure. Just not until an actual game.
My boy D Woods.
So that's good.
Yeah, they
Luck.
ain't have
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right. You're right. If you said I'm not believing in Miami, I'm going to do something crazy and go with Indianapolis.
What?
Just go out there and wing it and pray. I got you. I got you.
Wow.
All right. So next one up there, Raiders versus the Patriots here. So you already know your boy JB going to go with the Patriots here. In which last year I did not let my team interfere with my picks. If I thought we were going to lose, then I thought so. But this is a game that I could see we have a chance to go out there. I don't know how the offense is going to look, week 1. I haven't seen any of Stephon Diggs with the team other than just hearing that he's practicing, that he's going to be ready to go without any limitations in week 1. But I haven't seen what that looks like yet. But I also haven't seen what Geno and the Raiders look like also. So at home, people are feeling a lot more optimistic. We actually got a real coach right now. I could see New England there getting a win in a close one, low scoring game. What do you think, Zoe?
Stephon Diggs done partying with Cardi B? He back with y'all?
Who?
I said Stephon Diggs done partying with Cardi B. They done? Oh, okay. I thought he still was on the boat, but you know your boy not playing this game, right?
Who?
What's the name? Christian Gonzalez. What's the name?
Oh yeah. Oh god. Good thing Zoe went to sleep. I mean, I'm not man went to sleep on this one. Yeah,
Yeah,
Gonzo.
yeah, he not
Christian
playing.
Gonzalez.
I like the Raiders. I like the Geno Smith bringing that veteran presence. I like their offense. I like they running back they draft, and I like Pete Carroll is over everything. But who they head coach though?
You talking about for the Raiders?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's Pete Carroll.
I thought he wasn't the head. Oh, he ain't the
Remember
OC. Who the
Seattle?
OC?
Ooh, offensive coordinator for the Raiders. I do not know.
Well, it don't matter though. For real, I like Pete Carroll overseeing everything, but Pete Carroll know how to win, and I think he gonna do enough to get to get to little Drake May. So I got the Raiders on the road. Yeah, Gonzo hurt.
From what it sounds like, he's still like day to day. So I've been waiting to see some type of encouraging news to let me know that he's going to suit up, but it's just not been the case.
Oh, I read so I read so they already ruled him out. Oh, so I don't know. Oh, Chip Kelly, that OC.
That's right, Chip Kelly. That's right. That's how could I forget that?
I still like that because Pete Carroll, he overseeing everything, so I like that.
Samuel's got my back. He's got the Patriot. Some says it's a tricky game, and he'll go with the home team. And so it is a tricky game. Like I can acknowledge that's going to be a tricky game there. We'll see what it looks like.
Barbara, what's the deal?
And so, what's good? I'll tell you what's not tricky for JB though. Cardinals versus the Saints. Give me the team that has the quarterback that, even though half the time I don't know what he's doing out there, but the other half he at least knows how to use his legs when need be. James Conner, like him as well. As for the Saints, it just comes down to Spencer Rattler, man. Like, I'm rooting for the kid. I really am. But let's not kid ourselves though. Like, I've got to go with the Cardinals here. Who you guys though?
I gotta go to Cardinals, man. I told people when Spencer Rattler was coming out, he was trash. He not good. I don't like the Saints offense. I don't like that damn stadium. I don't like shit about New Orleans. But I gotta go with the Cardinals, man. I like Kyler Murray. Cause you know the Cardinals always start off to a nice start. Shit, the first 4 weeks of the NFL, shit, they look like Super Bowl contenders. I got the Cardinals.
See, Shike says Kyler Murray time to prove himself. How y'all feeling about Marvin Harrison Jr., guys? Do we think that Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to take a leap, or are we starting to realize that maybe he was just a good player and not as elite as we were led to believe, like coming up to it? JB's got to admit I was wrong, because when I was talking about the Patriots who I wanted, I was like, look, we need to go out there and get us our guy at receiver. This is what I was thinking a couple years ago when he was in the draft and stuff. And I was like, look, I get it. We need a quarterback, but we keep getting quarterbacks and, putting somebody in there, and we ain't got nobody to throw the ball to. So I was like, let's go get Marvin Harrison Jr. But how y'all feel about Marvin Harrison Jr.? Oh, Shaq said that Marvin Harrison Jr. got them over in fantasy last year.
He from Ohio State, right?
Yep.
I like him. It ain't his fault. You heard like Kyler Murray said something crazy about him last year. It ain't my job to give him the ball or some shit.
When he said that, Zoe, I looked at my fantasy team. I said, yep, is what I thought. Because I remember, like, I was watching live games. Cardinals were playing somebody, and Marvin Harrison Jr. was coming off a big game. And I'm like, all right, he got to feed his boy. When he had Hopkins, he didn't mind throwing the ball to Hopkins. And then he's going to come out there and say it ain't his job to throw it to Marvin Harrison Jr. I said, wait a minute, you the quarterback. It is your job to throw the ball to him. What you mean it ain't your job to throw the ball to him? Who are you going to throw to?
Like that. Like, honestly, I think he gonna have a bigger year because I'm pretty sure somebody sat Kyler Murray down and told him this is the go-to guy. I don't like last year. I don't blame him at all for having a year he had last year. It wasn't his fault. His quarterback ain't know what he was doing. But I'm pretty sure the head coach OC sat him down during the offseason. Like, look, if we not running the football, the air game go through Marvin Harris Jr. That's who you look for when you throwing the football. Then you look at other options. But I don't blame him for last year, though. I think this year he's gonna have a big year because I think Kyler Murray get the message.
I hope he got the message. If they sent it to him in the form of a film, then he certainly didn't get it because he's not watching no film. They put
No,
that in his class, so you know he's not watching film. But you're right. SM took the word. It took exactly what I was thinking here. He likes throwing it to Trey McBride. That he does. I have witnessed that to a fault. I'm like, bro, just take a look at him. I'm like, just try throwing it to him. You might like the result. Try throwing it to Marvin Harrison Jr. a couple of times. So it's insane. Yep. Plays with timing. Murray plays back school. And so you know what? That's an interesting way to view it. It is because I have noticed that as well. And coming from seeing him at Ohio State, I mean, my man does like timing, like absolutely. That's what worked with his father, though. Those timing, like with Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison, the timing was spot on. But you're right, Kyler Murray. Nah, when the pocket starts to rattle, he's about to go out there and just run around, throw something up there to the biggest guy in the field, Trey McBride. That's it. Ooh, says. This is a good one here. Adam Thielen over or under 60 yards receiving here. And so I want to hear what you got to say about this one, though, before I chime in with this one. Do you think that your boy Adam Thielen is going to go over 60 receiving yards there? I know you're not. I know he wasn't your first choice to bring back to Minnesota.
Over. Man, I would say under for real because I think JJ gonna get his. And I think TJ Hawkins gonna have about 80 yards. I can see Adam Thielen having about 47, 50 receiving yards.
I will say I do wish the line was a little lower there, but I can see a case where he gets barely over, and it's only because, and again, I don't know, how the scheme's going to be with Chicago this year, but last year I remember Jordan Addison, different player, but against Chicago, he would have his best games because they would try to take out Justin Jefferson, and they would rather leave him to make the plays there. So just because of the matchup there, I would assume that Adam Thielen in this role would take on the role that Jordan Addison would normally have. Just for this game, I would say yes, but I wouldn't make it a habit of going over for Thielen. Just this week right here, they really need him, and they're going to be all over trying to double team Justin Jefferson. So for JB, I would say hesitantly, yes. As in, if you can find a better line, find a better line. But if that's the best you got, yes, take the over. That's what JB would say.
Yeah.
Probably ain't gonna never put it together. I mean, I'm gonna tell you that right now. What you see right now, this is it. Sometimes you read a book, right? And by the time you get to the end of the book, you're like, well, dang, I was waiting for it to peak, but it just stayed the same the entire book. That's the book you're reading right now. What you see right now from Kyler Murray, that is what he is. You just got to determine if being the 21st best quarterback and some weeks the 16th best quarterback, if that's enough for you. That's basically it. You better have an elite defense, elite ground game, and not ask him to win more than 3 games out the year. That's it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think we've seen the best of Kyler yet, man.
You don't think so?
I will say this, though. He will get traded to Pittsburgh next year. He will be a Steeler. This is last year in Arizona. It's over with.
Interesting that you say that, and the Steelers are up there. But I feel like the best of Kyler Murray was the time when the Cardinals started off like 9-0. Remember that time that they were like 9-0 a couple years ago, and if he had a young Hopkins and stuff, and I felt like he really was out there performing. But now I don't think we're ever going to get that consistency out of him again. I feel like what we see now, that's just who he is. He's not going to go out there and have like a big time MVP type season or anything like that. This is the best of Kyler Murray.
But like Shaq said, he agreed with me. Like Kyler Murray, man, his head coach and OC been who they been?
That's the thing. I mean, he keeps going after the money, and that's what you're gonna get in this situation. He knew what he was signing up for when he signed that contract. He probably didn't read it, just signed it. But
no, I'm saying no, Arizona, like, go get this man a head coach, man, an offensive mind guy. Like, what y'all doing? Like my man who got fired, Doug Peterson. Call him up. We seen what he do with quarterbacks. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like the way Arizona did the whole quarterback situation. I don't know who their head
He
coach
would
even be.
he would need to be put in an organization with stability for real for that to happen. For him to take another step, in which I don't believe he'll get in that system before it's too late. Because he's only got really maybe another 2 years of trying before it's like, all right, after that, it is what it is, like he's just a
Yeah.
fill gap type of guy. So it's got to happen soon. So he's got to make that move next year, basically, if he's going to do it. And so that's true. That's true. All of this is still true. Now, if he went to the Rams now that'd be something right there. If he went to the Rams, that would be because they,
How
they
you
do
gonna
need a quarterback now.
how you gonna get the shit? I don't see that one. That'd be crazy.
All
So
right, so
over
over or
sacks.
under 3 sacks for the Vikings defense.
Yeah, over. Shit, you crazy? What you
For
think?
sure, over. For sure, over.
Oh, yeah, I got
No
over.
doubt
They
about that.
they should get about 5.
Because
See,
Caleb
look,
gonna hold that ball.
see, look. The Arizona Cardinal got the Eagles old defense coordinator, man.
That's true.
Like, come on, man. Come on, like, what are we doing?
That's right. All right, so this matchup here, Steelers versus the Jets. So basically, they traded quarterbacks without trading quarterbacks here. They took the complicated route to get things done here. Aaron Rodgers leaves the Jets, go to the Steelers there, and then Justin Fields goes from the Steelers to the Jets. So, and it's at the Jets right now. But I ain't gonna lie, I want to see my boy Justin Fields succeed so badly, but he chose to go to the Jets of all places, a place where it don't get no worse than that, honestly. You just got out of Chicago, which has not produced a quarterback that was decent their entire life. Then you go to an organization that since Joe Namath has not done such a thing. I mean, exception. Sure, they had guys like, Chad Pennington and stuff like that, but those are, exceptional years. But now you went to the Jets. And so we'll see how things happen for both of these guys here. But who do you think, though, is going to win this game here? Pittsburgh Steelers or the New York Jets?
I'm confused. People in the chat talking about the Jets. I'm taking Pittsburgh in that defense. I'm taking Pittsburgh in that defense, man. Y'all, I don't see how y'all say the Jets. They played against Justin Field every day in practice.
In terms of just to, back up your picks there with the Jets. Let me know the logic behind why you think the Jets would beat the Steelers here.
That's what I want to know. I don't see it.
And I'll go ahead and say I've got the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this one, but I do want to hear the logic behind the Jets. Do you guys believe that Justin Fields is going to take that next step? Is that what this about? Or is it just disbelief in Aaron Rodgers? Like, do we just believe that he's a guy that's just going to throw 150 yards?
Man, I still like that defense in that run game.
That's the only way the Jets win is if their defense shut the Steelers' offense.
Man, shit, they defense ain't that damn good. This ain't the Baltimore Ravens defense or the Legion of Boom. Shit, nah.
But I don't know how JB feel about the Jets, so there was no way I was going to pick the Jets in that one. All right, so next up, the Giants versus the Commanders here. And so this one could be interesting. Let's see. Shaq says Aaron Rodgers not it for him. Okay. Essam says nose in the Steelers.
Damn.
I love everything the Commanders did in terms of just last season, obviously. Believe in Jaden Daniels a lot there. I do feel like this game is going to be a very close game. Russell Wilson has a tendency early in the season, when I say early in the season, very early in the season, to keep games close, make plays. Remember what he did when he first took over the Steelers and stuff? At first, we were confused why they benched Justin Fields, but then Russell Wilson went in their first couple games and deceived all of us. And it's like, oh, we understand why Russ is back and all like that. And then he fell apart. Well, week one, he's not going to fall apart that quickly. He knows he has to go out there and make some plays. I feel like this is going to be a very good, just a fun game to watch in general. Now, that being said, now, JB's not a fool. JB's going to go with the Commanders to win this one, but I can see the Commanders winning like 27-20 or something like that is what I'm saying. What do you think, Zoe?
Like you said, it's going to be a good game, man. I like the Giants defense. I think they're going to get after Jaden Daniels. I don't love the Commanders offense at all. Last year was a fluke. I don't care. They did good, but Do Russell got enough to make some plays? And do I trust Brian Dable to call up some nice plays? I don't trust him, man. In that offense, I got to go with the Commanders winning. Like I got them winning probably like by a field goal or like 4 points, something like that.
You know, one thing I also do want to say is that when it comes to NFL rivalries, you've got to throw the records out the door or what we, project there. It's going to be a hard fought game. Just who's going to make the play there? Because this is the NFL. The talent levels are very close as well. So either way, it could be. So I just chose to go with the Commanders in this one. You've got the Giants. We'll see how it plays out there. We'll see how it plays out, but it will be a close game in this one. That one, JB's willing to put his JB guarantee. This game will be a close one. Now I know that means if we show up next week and it's not, JB gonna hear it. But when JB puts a JB guarantee out there, I feel strongly about it. Let's see. Essence says, JB, you're right. This game might be close, but still going with Jaden and the Commanders. At the end of the day, I know it's going to be close because Russell Wilson, believe me, anytime you put currency against this man, he can have like 70 yards pass in the first 3 quarters. In that fourth quarter, he's going to figure something out to where he's going to just like go over whatever that line is. It's like he knows on the sideline. I just got to go get to this number to mess up JB's pick. So that man, oh man. So let's see. All right. So the Panthers versus the Jaguars. Zoe, we'll let you go first with this one.
Man, I like what I seen out of Carolina going towards the end of the season. I like what I see, but Trevor Lawrence cannot afford to lose to no Carolina Panthers, man. Because everybody waiting for this quarterback to arrive. And you cannot lose a week 1 game at the crib. Y'all prepare all offseason long to face Bryce Young in that offense. So I got to go with Jacksonville at the crib.
Let me ask you this question, and everybody in the chat as well. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence, we know the hype that came out of this man when he came out of Clemson and what they projected for him. And we know that he has not lived up to even the contract that he signed. But that being said, who has more pressure to have success this season? Is it Bryce Young, who saw himself get benched multiple times for like a guy like Andy Dalton, or is it Trevor Lawrence that may not have gotten benched, but everyone knows he is drastically overpaid? And if you don't go out there and perform this year, why are you even here at this point? So
Yeah.
which of these two quarterbacks has more pressure to have success this season and lead their team to the playoffs?
Shit, Trevor Lawrence. Shit, you on your second contract. Shit, Bryce Young still on the rookie contract. It's all on Trevor Lawrence. Like, if you look at Trevor Lawrence since he been in the NFL, what signature win do he have other than when he beat his twin in the playoff that 1 year?
When
For real, like, what signature win do we have in the NFL?
you're right. Like you're the guy, and they're depending on you. Because bringing in Travis Hunter, that was nice, but that only works out if Trevor Lawrence works out. Now you've got him, you've got Brian Thomas and stuff. You've got a little something, and the AFC South ain't that hard. That's what it comes down to. The AFC South ain't that hard. Sure, you got the Houston Texans there, but there's a lot of winnable games. You're playing the Titans twice. If you're a decent team, that should be a sweep. Playing Indianapolis, that's you can at least split with that one at the very least. There, you can if you're a good team, you can probably catch Houston every once in a while. But I'm just saying, compare the other divisions there. It's opportunities to win those games. So if you really as good as they said you were coming out, or even close to it, it's got to show this year because they have broken the bank for this kid. Like anything he's wanted, they've given it to him. At some point, he has got to go out there and prove himself. So, who did you say you had winning this one?
I got home team Jacksonville.
Right, you've got Jacksonville here. I like how Carolina ended the year last year. I really did. I was so happy. I never thought I'd be this happy for Bryce Young. I never had anything against the kid. It's just coming into the draft. He was being compared to CJ Stroud. As an Ohio State Buckeye, that was my guy, CJ Stroud. So, of course, I was going to rock him. But seeing how he handled adversity, when a guy gets bent, how does he respond? We've seen Anthony Richardson take himself out the game. We see how he loses focus, the body language sometimes. You see all the bad stuff, but you didn't see that with Bryce Young. You saw a guy that said, you know what? Let me just go out there and just do the small things right. If I get another opportunity, I'm just going to go out there, have fun with the guys, lock in, not try to do too much there. Just, calm down. He looked like he just calmed down out there. And then they went out there. Obviously, they have Hubbard in the backfield. Didn't they pick up on like Rico Dollar as well there from the Cowboys? So I'm going to go ahead and say that the Carolina Panthers start off here with a surprising win over the Jacksonville Jaguars and really put that pressure on Trevor Lawrence after this one. So give me Carolina to win this one. Jackson to start Bigsby. I don't know why they don't, Shaq. I don't know why they don't. I would think that they would. All right, so Trevor Lawrence, young, still young, no pun intended. Ooh. Though, you want to answer this one?
What?
Pure honesty. Is Trevor Lawrence a bust?
He knocking on that door. He knocking on that door. After this year, yes. Because he can revive himself. What are we going to say if he make the playoffs and have a playoff win?
True.
You know what I'm saying? This is the year right now. If he don't make the playoffs, he to open that door. He is a bust. It's over with. It's over with.
He'll be one of the highest paid busts you've ever seen. And it's not so much just him being a bust, because there are some busts where you're like, hey, this guy should have never been in the NFL. EJ Manuel, every time I see this, I got mad when I saw this man talking on the TV. I said, how can he talk about sports? And he out there throwing that 5 interception game and stuff. You know, like what can he tell me as a fan when I saw him freeze internationally? You know, but I know that we say a lot of things are bad for Trevor, but it ain't got that bad. You know, like he does belong in the NFL. Now, does he deserve the money that they pay him? Oh no. Oh no. If he was on like a smaller contract and Jacksonville was still trying things out, I could understand that. But that being said, though, this, like you said, this is the make or break a year right here. You know, this is the year. If he don't show it this year, he ain't got it. That's what I'm telling the coach. I don't think he got it, but if he don't show it this year, he ain't got it.
Nah.
So that's
Yeah,
what I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah, this is a big year for him, man. Like you gotta get into that playoff, man. We need it. Hell, you ain't gotta get a playoff win, probably, bro, because you got one under your belt.
Wait, what?
Get to the. I'm saying get to the playoffs, because you might be going against the Ravens or the Bills or somebody. Only one team get a wild card.
If I'm like a GM or something, all I'm gonna say is like, look, just keep us competitive. Help us
Yeah,
sell tickets and stuff like that at this point, because we ain't got really much else that we can really advertise. But if he goes out there and he throws a couple touchdowns, Travis Hunter, keep the fans engaged, it's Jacksonville. We don't expect much. They're probably gonna build a statue of Blake Bortles just because he got them close at this point. So
no,
just make us look decent. Don't make us
that's,
look bad with all the money we're paying you.
that's what
That's
I'm
all they
saying.
asking for.
That's all I'm saying. Just get to the playoffs, bro. That's all I'm asking you, man. Just get to the playoffs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Team, yeah, my team are the Patriots. He needs to run more. Bad. Oh, here's a good one. Says, I think Dart stay on the bench all year. Jackson Dart on the bench all year. What do you think about that, Shaq? I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that one there. But what do you think about that, Zoe?
Man, I don't think Dart stay on the bench all year round. I don't know they schedule though, but I can see Russell Wilson getting bench anywhere between after week 11.
You say week 11?
Probably like whatever. Yeah, probably like around.
Let
Man,
me
yeah, I'll
see
probably say week 11.
if I can find the Giant
Yeah, I
schedule.
don't know they schedule. I don't know what they bye week is, or chill. That might be their bye week. I don't know. I don't know who they play.
Yeah, because that's a good question there. But yeah, their bye week is week 14. So I think week 14 is a good spot. But if you really want to set the kid up, week 13, even though it's before the bye week there, where you play a team like the Patriots are looking weak at that time. That's a good spot there. You don't want to start them before then because you got like Green Bay, you got Detroit, Eagles a little
Uh,
bit before that. That's gonna be a tough window there, but
oh
week
yeah.
14 is perfect spot if you're waiting for that bye week there, especially if you're out of contention. The only way, in my opinion, that you keep him on the bench is if the Giants are looking good, like, hey, we can make the playoffs type of good behind Russ. But he's the second quarterback for a reason. Had he started off as the third quarterback, then maybe not. But he's clearly shown, preseason in camp they see a lot of good things. And you want him to get some repetitions this year so that way next year when he takes over, because Russell's not that guy. Like
No.
Russell's that thing that keeps getting put on eBay every couple months or Amazon because don't nobody want it. It looks okay, like oh, like he comes with experience and stuff, but nah, them days are done. He's just a placeholder to the kids ready. That's it. So you put him in there, at least give him the last 4 games of the season to go in there, kind of like what the Falcons did with Michael Penix Jr. Something similar to that. Like Kirk went out there, messed it up many times, just kept stepping in it, and then eventually towards the end, it's like all right. Michael Penix Jr. just take us the rest of the way. Even though they were still in contention for the playoffs, they're like, we seen enough. We got to make that move because Russ will fade on you quickly. No matter how good he starts off, by the time the middle of the season happens, he will not be that same quarterback. For sure. Looking at, oh yeah, let me go ahead and get back to the pick'ems here. All right, so Titans versus the Broncos here. I'll go first with this one. Fairly easy in my opinion. Denver Broncos. When you have your own rookie quarterback Cam Ward talking about how bad the offense looked, and a rookie can see that the offense ain't looking like it's supposed to. Won't even lie to the camera and say, "Oh, we're working on some things. I like where we're headed." Like, no, he just flat out like, "Yeah, we're bad. We're bad." That's all I need to hear because the Broncos, they got some talent and stuff. Bo Nix, hey, Zoe, you was right about your boy. You was right about your boy. So I got to go with the Broncos here. So I'll let you go ahead and talk about your boy. I know you're going Broncos here.
Yeah, I gotta go Bronco. I like that defense versus rookie quarterback, and I like Bo Nix year 2 under Sean Payton offense. I like that running game. They wide receiver, and I feel like they defense. They're going to give them more chances to score points. I can see this game getting kind of ugly.
I can see that as well. And when you say ugly, I can see it being like final score, like let's say 34-35 to like 10-13. Because there's going to be some growing pains. I mean, I do believe in Cam Ward. I think they got a great one, but there's going to be a lot of growing pains before we get to that
Yeah,
point there. So opening game 2, yeah, at the Broncos as well.
yeah. That defense,
Yeah,
nothing to play with.
they wouldn't even let the kid throw in the preseason. It kept making me mad and costing JB, but they would not put the kid in there in the preseason to let him get some more reps. Like he just go in there first quarter, get 2 drives, that's it, pull him out. So it wouldn't even let him get reps in live competition. But I will say this though, if you're looking for somebody to take the over on, Calvin Ridley in that game, they're gonna be losing. They're gonna be throwing to him. He's the only guy that can go out there and get catches regularly.
See,
So Calvin Ridley gonna have a field
that,
day out there.
see
You got him in
that's my
fantasy, start him.
see that's my thing though. Like Calvin really gonna get that corner though.
Don't move him around. They ain't got no choice. They ain't got no choice. When you down 20 points, defenses play a lot softer. Believe
Yeah,
me. So
you
whatever
right.
he lacked in the first half, he gonna get it in the second half because they're gonna be throwing the ball a ton in that fourth quarter.
Right.
I'm talking about,
Yeah.
he gonna be all by himself. If the Broncos up 21 plus points, they just gonna be dumping it there, 15 yards, 20 yards. That's where he's gonna get his yards.
Yeah.
So now Mr. JB is a Colt fan. JB is not a Colt fan. Oh, let's see. All right, Samuel. Hey, appreciate you coming through, Samuel. You take care. Don't do nothing that JB wouldn't do now. Take care. Let's see. Doc says, rest of business, having fun with. Too busy having fun over there for sure. Well, I tell
Hell
you what,
yeah.
though, he ain't got his own office. I promise you that. Matter of fact, I think he's sharing the office with the other 2 quarterbacks at this point. Them days of having his private office, that's done. All right, for sure. All right, the 49ers versus the Seahawks here. So, Zoe, I'm going to let you go first with this one.
The 49ers versus Sam Darnold. I gotta go with the 49ers, man. I don't know who Sam will be throwing the football to. I like that defense to get up in Sam face. I don't know too much about Seattle. I know San Fran need a W bad to redeem themselves from last year. And this is a division rival. They on the road. They could steal a W on the road. So I like San Fran on the road though.
Boy, JB was very close to choosing Seattle, but then I remember Geno Smith don't play there no more. DK Metcalf, he ain't coming out that locker room no more. And I don't know what Tyler Lockett doing. I think he's still on the Titans last I think I heard. I don't know what he's doing. But anyways, I know they did pick up Cooper Kupp, but what version of Cooper Kupp are you getting? Now, Jackson Smith and Jigma, he better go out there. And I'm talking about he better light it up for fantasy purposes. That's all I'm going to say. He's on one of my fantasy teams. But other than that, I mean, I do like the combination they have in the backfield. Kenneth Walker the third, he's going to get his numbers and stuff. Charbonnet, going to get his as well out the backfield. But that being said, it's as you mentioned, Sam Darnold without the Vikings defense to give him that security. It's different when you have to be the man to score. Seattle had Geno, where Geno was used to going out there throwing when he needed to, high volume. If they have to come back, he can do that. But Sam, I am not that Sam. It's Sam, I'll be damned before he go out there and throw the ball 30 plus times and y'all come up with a W. That ain't gonna happen. Not today. So give me them San Francisco 49ers here for this one. So I know they're dealing with some injuries. I know they are dealing with some injuries here, but I do believe that as long as Christian McCaffrey right now is healthy for the 49ers in this matchup, particularly right here, that's going to be enough for the W for the 49ers. And so good night to you, Samuel. Some said Denver easy. And so, for sure. But yeah, we both went 49ers there. But tell me this, while we're talking about Cam Ward one last time here, what are you expecting from him statistically for the year? When it's all said and done, what are you expecting to see from him from a statistical standpoint when it's all said and done? Are we thinking 3,000 passing yards, 3,500 passing yards? How many touchdowns versus interceptions? What are you expecting from Cam Ward his rookie year?
His rookie year, man, I'm not really too high on Cam Ward, honestly, though. So, man, in the NFL today, I can see like 32, 33, probably about his interception gonna be up there. His interception then they're gonna be where touchdown. I see him probably about 23, 22 touchdown passes, probably about 11, 12 interceptions, fumbles, something like that. I think he's gonna have double-digit turnovers.
Oh, for sure. And I'll tell you why. Aside from the offensive line, the kid wants to go deep. Every play he wants to go out there and save somebody. And I'm like, bruh, your running back's wide open in the backfield. Get the ball to him. It's going to take him a minute before he reaches that. Right now, he's got a lot of that Jameis Winston, let's go deep mentality, in which he can throw it deep. I understand why he wants to. He's fully capable. I've seen the passes. He can do it. But when you throw it that deep in the NFL that often, you will turn the ball over. That's why Jameis at where he at right now. Coach said, you third string, bruh. I'd have said, hey, release me. The Saints need a quarterback. Release me. That's what I would have said if I was Jameis or his agent. But nah, Jameis, you just killing.
Collecting the check. Can you be mad at him?
Right.
You ain't got to do shit. Get paid by $1 million.
You're right. Right.
Sign me up.
So I'll say he goes out there. He throws about 3,500 yards passing, 23 touchdowns, and about 12 interceptions, but a boatload of fumbles. Because he's going to hold that ball too long, trying to wait for that deep stuff. And that's just rookies tend to make that mistake. He's going to make that mistake a lot. They're going to be trailing a lot as well. So a lot of passing attempts also. So that's what I think for Cam Ward his first year. Like this, is Christian McCaffrey really healthy? Sure hope so.
Yeah.
For my fantasy team, I sure hope so. Because I saw him there in the second round, and I was like, gotta trust my board here. But man, I did not take that with confidence. I was very nervous, but I said, if it pays off, I'll be in a great state. But if it doesn't, then hey, look out. When Niners be done with Shanahan.
Man, shit.
I
don't know.
What else? Could go either way. I'm taking Seattle because of that defense. They're at home. Has injuries, and so that's true. But he has the comfort of the Minnesota Vikings around him. That is true. But go either way. It's like I always say about these divisional games there, but I just chose San Francisco on this one, but we'll see how it plays out. We're going to learn a lot in week one. There's always surprises. That is for sure. When it comes to the NFL, there will always be some surprise. Sam might light it up the opening week. Heck, he might just do it. I wouldn't bet on it, but he might. All right, but here we go. Zoe, I got to go with you on this one. I got to go with you first on this one. The Lions versus the Packers here. Two teams in your division. What do you think about this one?
Man, this is gonna be a game. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. The Lions ain't lose at Lambeau since 2021. And
really?
Drew up, huh?
I said, really now? 2021? Oh man.
2021, man. Jordan Love ain't beat the Lions at home yet. I know they got a new toy and Michael Parsons, but now we hearing reports he got a bad spinal. So I don't know what's going on with that. I like the Packer defense with Michael Parsons in there. The Lions have a new center, and I believe got another new offensive lineman. But we know they got a new OCDC. But as of lately, they've been beating Green Bay. And do you really trust Jordan Love against that defense? I don't know. I got to see it, man. On this pick, I got to pick the Lions because Jordan Love, he's timid, man. He played too soft for me, man.
I was hoping you were going to go with the Packers in this one. I was really hoping that you were. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to do some nasty work, I feel like, in that opening week. He's going to do some nasty work. Monty's healthy. He's going to do some good work as well. Dolph has the pieces to throw it to out there. Green Bay at home. I do feel like they're going to make some plays here, some key plays here. But it's like you said, if this was mid-season form, Jordan Love, sure. I feel like he's one of those quarterbacks that he's got to get a couple hits to get going. Oh, man, but JB's going to go ahead. Since Green Bay's at home, since they're at home, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Green Bay Packers here. I was thinking about it here. It's close enough for JB to take Green Bay.
I would say this, though. If the Packers defense can be what I think they're going to be, they're going to pressure Jared Goff a lot. He's going to make mistakes. But I just don't trust Jordan Love yet. I don't trust him, man. He throw too many interceptions.
That is true. That is true. Stack's got the Packers here. Okay. RC's got the Lions over the Packers. Okay. It's going to be a good one, though. It's going to be a good one. JB hopes that next week I don't look back and regret, like, dang, I shouldn't have did that. All right. Ooh, this one. The Texans versus the Rams here. And again, Matthew Stafford, I mean, I've been trying to read this man's medical stuff. Anything that comes out related to his back and stuff like that, I'm like, is he good? Like, is he real good? Or because San Francisco scarred me last year with the whole Christian McCaffrey. Like they said he was all right. He was a game time decision. It became like a season thing. But Stafford will be out there. But the Houston Texans, though, I mean, only 34% choose your boy, who you said the Houston Texans were going to make it. You said what, to the Super Bowl this year or game before the Super Bowl?
Game before the Super Bowl.
All right. Just want to make sure we get that on record there for you, so in case it works out. Those got Houston. So does that mean you're picking Houston this week?
Yeah. They healthy. Nico Collins there. I like the rookie receivers. I like Christian Kirk in that slot. I like the running game, the running backs they got. And they defense is getting better every year. And I don't trust Matthew Stafford, man. He got a bad back. He's 40. So that don't really that don't really sit well with me.
We're talking about the Rams here at home. My biggest concern, though, is that back, though. Because if you're telling me he's going to get hit one time and that back better start aching, the moment I see him do that one time, JB's done for the rest of the year, bro. I'm really concerned about his back.
And another thing, though, JB, in LA, that's not really no home field advantage.
Now, see, you may be right about that. But he does play through pain.
Yeah, he older now, man. He's 40 years old. you see,
I feel like I'm gonna go with the Rams on this one, but I'm gonna be watching heavily because if that back's an issue, they ain't got to worry about me after that. But I'm gonna see how you look here against Houston Texans. I think the Rams do win this one, in this matchup there, because I think it's gonna come down to coaching, making the right adjustments, and I think that early in the season the Rams will have that advantage when it comes to coaching. So give me the Rams in this one.
Well, you going against your boy?
I told you that. That's why I was looking at you crazy when you said Houston was going to the Super Bowl. I was like, wait, what? Did I miss something?
He played good last year, and he had a down year. He still played good.
It wasn't enough. I mean, there's like what?
What you mean? He won a playoff game.
In order to get to the Super Bowl, he's got to be able to beat the Chiefs. He's got to be able to beat the Bills. He's got to be able to beat the Ravens. He can't even beat the Ravens right now. Better yet, if a team like the Chiefs are at home or something, or if the Bengals were to catch fire, like he wouldn't be able to beat a team that I feel like would be in the playoff to get to the Super Bowl.
But JB, but at his defense last year, Who was he throwing the football to? He lost the top three receivers: Diz, Nico Collins, and Tank Dell.
Well, I mean, we don't even know if Joe Mixon's going to be playing this season or not for the Houston
No,
Texans.
but they got another running back though, don't they?
They picked up what? Nick Chubb. They have the guy who was splitting carries last year. What's his name? I can't say his
Yeah.
name stuff, but
That's what I'm thinking about. Dog that was there last year.
so we'll see. It's week 1, so a lot of changes, a lot of opinions will change throughout the season. That's for sure. RC's got the Rams over the Texans. Okay. And that offensive line, didn't they get rid of Laramie Tunsil? Traded him to the Commanders for nothing, basically.
I'm saying I'm by that move, it's showing me the dude behind him was ready to play. I don't look at it as a knock. Because if you moving an offensive lineman like that, young boy probably ready to play. And I'm all for letting the young players play.
All I'm gonna tell you is that not all lineman deals have somebody to replace him. I'll still remember this day after Brady went to the Buccaneers. Bill Belichick said, "Hey, Tampa, I'm gonna send you Shaq Mason for just a 5th-round pick. It's on me." He was like, "It's on me. Just take him." He gave away like 2 linemen. He let the starting center walk for nothing. We had no replacement, bro. We ain't got no replacement for that. So you never know. You never know. All right. So RC says Bills over Ravens. Oh man, JB's gonna go ahead and go first with this one here. So we're talking opening day here. So opening day down here in Buffalo. Oh, it's going to be a game. It's going to be a game. I could see Lamar making plays, but I feel like between these two teams, I trust the Bills slightly more to make the plays that matter when these two teams play and to get this W here. So I'm going to say Buffalo wins at home in a close one. Kind of like how last year when the Ravens were in an opener against the Kansas City Chiefs, and then they just made they didn't make that one play that was needed to win that game. Remember Isaiah Likely caught the ball like near the sideline, 1 foot was out of bounds there. That's the difference it was between winning and losing that game. It could be something similar to this one. It could be. But what do you think?
I gotta go with the regular season champs. I gotta go with the Ravens. The Buffalo Bills is similar to Kansas City, how they look at the regular season now. They know we gotta make our mark in the playoffs. The Ravens, on the other hand, they want to win all the regular season games they could win and lose in the playoffs. And this is a week 1 regular season game. A lot of football left. I gotta go with the Ravens. This is a bigger game for the Ravens than the Bills.
Oh yeah. I mean, shoot. But we all know what it comes down to for the Baltimore Ravens, though. What you do in the postseason, that's what's going to really, because Lamar can go out there and get an MVP season again. He can. Derrick Henry, he can go out there and rush for 15 to 1,800 yards out there. But all it's going to matter is come playoff time, can they put it together to win in those big time matchups? That's what it's going to come down to. The 2 Vikings O linemen. Let's see, Ravens beat them last year. Rams and Bills. Okay. So that means it's coming down to what. And since that one, I'll go ahead and go first, Zoe, so that way you can, coach us up on what to expect there from Minnesota. He's already letting you know. I got the Vikings winning this one here. It's just I just cannot put my faith in Caleb Williams just yet in a primetime matchup. Just can't do it. They will be better. They will be better, but I still think the Vikings win this game. All right, Zoe, talk to us here.
I got to go with the Vikings, man. I got to. But I'm going to tell people this. Ben Johnson offense been giving my defense coordinator, Brian Flores, hell. The last 4 times they met up, he been putting 30 on his ass. And most people don't know, Brian Flores and Ben Johnson, they got a little track history. They low-key beefing. Because when Brian Flores became the head coach of Miami, he fired Ben Johnson when he was a wide receiver coach. And Ben Johnson said, he said a long time ago, he ain't think he was going to get another job before the Lions called him up. So he beefing with Brian Flores. He know what B-Flow did to him. And I want to see, can Brian Flores stop a Ben Johnson offense without a Detroit Lion logo on there? If the Bear put up 30 points on this Vikings defense, we in trouble.
I feel like Zoe, you should have made a video out of that, because I don't think anybody really knew that between the beef between them.
Yeah, I made a video. I'm gonna cut up in a short tomorrow when I drop my short. But with that being said, I like the new Vikings offensive line. I like my running back Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones. And I like my offensive weapons, even though we missing Ja. He gone for 3 games. And we had a whole new defensive line. We got some new corners. And Caleb Williams is not good when he play off script. I think the Vikings is going to flush him out of the pocket and make him play like he was in college, and bad things happen. I got the Vikings winning the game like 24-13.
Now, one thing I will say now, when Ben Johnson was in Detroit, he had guys like, Gibbs and Monty back there. He's got DeAndre Swift, in which, I mean, I guess he's an okay runner sometimes. I guess, but he ain't on the level of those running backs you mentioned there. And then not to mention the weapons that the Detroit Lions have on the outside as well. So, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
All right. So, how many points will be scored for the Vikings versus the Bears?
I got 38.
Let's see. I got to do a little math myself here. I think the final score, I'm going to go ahead and say 45 here for me. I didn't hear if you said anything there, Zoe, but how many points did you say?
Oh, I said 38.
Okay.
Shaq said 74.
Saw that.
I hear that.
74. Boy, that's confidence there.
I like it. I like it.
28-17 Vikings. I could see that. I could see that. You're not going to ask JJ to do too much, just enough to come out there and get the W there as he continue to gain more confidence week over week. There'll be opportunities for him to go out there and break one loose there, but opening night on the road there, just do enough to win. 20 in overtime. RC says overtime. 43. He's already banking on JBOT. Okay. 27-17 Vikings. We thought the same, like Barbara had the same score that JB had, though. RC said stop copying him. And so JB said nothing about overtime now. Nothing about overtime. All right. So we have made it through our NFL picks. Hopefully you guys were able to see the link that I shared earlier for both the NFL and for college football pick 'em, so that way you guys can, enter your pick. And we can see next week when we do this how everybody did. But man, tomorrow, opening night. I got to ask you, though, I know I asked you about the Michigan game if you plan on streaming that, but are there any streams that you do have locked up for that's going to be taking place over the weekend or later in the week?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the Lions and Green Bay game Sunday at 4 Eastern time, and I'm gonna do that Monday night game Vikings and Packers, and I'm leaning towards doing a Thursday night game. I am gonna do the Thursday night game, the Cowboys and Eagles. And if I don't live stream the Michigan game Saturday night, like I told you, my stepson got a game. I'm gonna live stream his game.
Oh, okay, nice. Have you ever done anything like that before on your channel?
Yeah. I live streamed his championship last year when they won.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. That'd be real nice.
Yeah.
What position he play?
Running back and like linebacker, right. Safety.
Oh yeah. It's that Michigan in him. That Michigan in him right there. Okay, nice. All right, so let's see. We are getting closer though to the end here, so we'll open the last couple of minutes here. If anybody's got any questions here that you'd like to go ahead and ask, go ahead and drop them in the comment section now, so we can get to your questions here. Because JB does have another fantasy draft tonight that JB's got to do for this third league and Rising Rhinos League tonight.
I forgot. I got to do my lineup for tomorrow.
That's right. Hey, don't forget now. Don't get caught sleeping now.
Who y'all Super Bowl picks? Ooh, that's early.
Super Bowl picks here.
Ooh.
I mean, you already said Houston getting to the Super Bowl, so I'd like to know in the NFC.
No, I said the AFC. I said the game before the Super Bowl, though.
Oh, okay. All right, so the AFC Championship is what you're saying, Houston. All right. Well, who you got going all the way on both sides?
Oh, man. I want to say, damn, it's hard to go against Patty Mahomes, ain't it?
It is. It is. I always try to justify it, but then it comes down to, bruh, you know how this is gonna play out. He
I'm a,
gonna get rights back after 6 weeks. They're gonna be rejuvenated. They're gonna start playing their best football at the end of the year. And until Lamar shows me that he can take them down, it's hard for me to pick the
I,
Ravens. Anything else is just speculation.
yeah, man. I ain't gonna pick the Chiefs. I'm gonna say the Ravens. Cause Lamar, you gotta know what it is. I'm gonna say the Ravens, and I'm gonna say I think the Eagles get. I think the Eagles go back.
Okay, okay. So you got the Eagles. My NFC team for right now, I still got the Eagles there in the NFC. I got to see how, because even when Jalen Hurts is struggling to pass the ball, they still find ways to win and they're hard to beat. And then just imagine if he starts making some good throws out there as well. In the AFC, I want I want badly to say the Baltimore Ravens. I do want to say that, but I can't say that with good consciousness. But I'm tired of saying the Chiefs. I'll be honest. I'm tired of saying the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that Buffalo figures out a way. If there's a team in the AFC that probably can figure it out against Kansas City Chiefs, maybe Buffalo gets a little closer there. And again, it's just me not wanting to say the Chiefs again. So Bills and Eagles.
And I will say this: if Matthew Stafford is healthy, I got the Rams going.
I
If
mean,
he
if they're
healthy,
healthy, because they're a team I could see beating a team like the Eagles. They almost did it. So if they're healthy, I can understand that.
yeah.
All right. Zach says expectations of JJ McCarthy for that first start, Zoe.
My expectation of JJ first start,
Yep.
control of the offense, not letting the moment get big too big for him, even though in Monday night in Chicago, and we know how Minnesota Viking play sometime in Chicago. But JJ coming from a good program, he coming from a real quarterback whisper and hardball, so he is tuned up and ready to go. And I just feel like JJ McCarthy gonna be. I give him 23 pass attempts, probably about 16 completion, with about one or two passing touchdowns, and no turnovers. No turnovers.
That sounds solid there. That sounds solid. Because again, first game there at Chicago. What's most important is coming away with the W there. It's going to be a tough place to play at. Tough place to play at. But he's got the pieces around him, and we already know they're going to try to double team his top weapon, Justin Jefferson, out there. And without having Jordan Addison there, sure you got Adam Thielen there, but it's going to be just do enough to go ahead and get a win. We're going to continue to run the ball. I can see that strategy playing out there. So don't expect him to go out there and throw for 300 yards, but it's I can see like between 207, 230 ish, good hot spot there for the first game. One or two touchdowns, depending on how much is needed. Whereas the run game can get you the rest. So I can see it. Because we know how Chicago looks sometimes when you get that defense in front of them, then they go ice cold, and I mean like colder than crow's light, like really cold. You know how they can get. So yeah, if the defense is playing like that, which I anticipate, he ain't got to do too much. All right, he says JB Zoe, Kansas City team wins over and under. Mm. 14 wins over or under. JB's going to take the under just at 13 wins. To go 14-3, it's really hard to do. You got to stay healthy there. They got some good teams in their division. You've got the Broncos twice. You've got the Chargers twice. Heck, the Raiders played them very tough last year. It's very possible that you can go like just 4-2 in the division. That's the stretch to believe that they can go 4-2. And then you think of the other teams, like whether they play. I don't know if they played it like when they play the Bills. If somebody else can sneak up there, that's already 3 losses there. And then you have a game where it's just wrong timing. So I could see them, like maybe at 13 wins there, but to go to 14 wins, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I don't think they going over 13. Like I said, they not worried about the regular season, man. They just want to, because we already know they can play on the road or play at home. They just trying to get in the dance and win a division. So I probably go under. They might win. I give them about 12 or 13. I give them about 12 wins this season. Miami
Now,
gonna
how
stop.
about this now? So the Hurricanes are gonna win a national title this year. Zoe, give us
Me,
a percentage of the Hurricanes actually percentage to win a championship this year,
I can't
in your
lie.
opinion.
I don't know they schedule off back though. I don't know who all they play though, but I
Mm.
don't see that with no damn new quarterback. I don't see it. I see they add again bouncing round one in the playoffs. I don't care who they play, unless they play Notre Dame. That'd be different.
If I had to put a percentage out of 100, and keep in mind, like I would probably say my most favorite, like to win the championship, I probably would just give them like right off the bat somewhere between 30 to 45% based upon a confidence level. So when I say this for Miami, I would say my percentage would probably be like between 8 and 15%.
Oh
They
hell no, man! They got Carson back.
they got Carson back,
Man, fuck no. They ain't not winning
so
no national title. No,
I'll give them
no.
a chance. I'll give them a
N-
chance, small
nah,
chance.
nah.
Small chance. But again, if it was a team that I really feel like will win it, it would be somewhere between the 30s and 40%, like would be the range I would throw out there. So
I give them like 25%.
that's higher than what I said.
What you said 30, didn't you?
No, I said between 8 and 15%.
Oh, yeah, I'm right there. I thought you said 35%. I don't know what the fuck I got 35 from. He just threw me over when he
So
said Carson Beck.
so
Nah.
we'll see. I mean, for Miami, the biggest thing for them is winning the games you're supposed to win. You know, like sure they can get Miami has shown that they can get up for some of those games that is like, all right, it's big time opponent there, whether it's Florida, whether it's Notre Dame. I have no doubt that they can win those types of matchups. But when it's the end of the year and you're the team that's favored and you're like, oh, we're bored, you know, like we got Pittsburgh on the schedule coming up here. Like, why should we get up for that? Then Pittsburgh upsets you. Then all of a sudden, all the work you put in before that done. I didn't see Georgia Tech on the schedule for Miami, so no worries there. But the last 2 years they slipped up against Georgia Tech, all that stuff. So we'll see how it
Yeah,
plays out though. I give them a path though. Anything's possible
for sure.
for almost anything. All right. Thanks, guys, for coming through. Really appreciate you guys, showing love and support as
Yeah, we
we
appreciate
round this
y'all.
one up. Already said another fantastic football show. Appreciate that. And thank you guys again and again. We'll be doing this again next week, Wednesday, for sure. Zoe, go ahead and let everybody know your upcoming schedule, if they should expect, whether it's a post, live stream, and where they can find you.
Man, subscribe to my YouTube channel, In the Zone Sports, with a Z at the end, not an S on sports. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Mainly, you can find me on YouTube, man. I will be live streaming the Thursday night game, first game of the season, the Lions and Packers game Sunday. And I will be doing the Vikings and Vikings and Bears game Monday night. And y'all know we here every Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern time.
That's right.
And I drop videos too, though. I just, you know what I'm saying? I drop videos quite often on my channel.
Absolutely. I mean, he's live YouTube, Twitch. He's got it all.
Yeah.
All right, but thanks everyone for coming through. In middle of the week here, tomorrow is what it's all about. Opening day, Eagles and Cowboys here. Will there be any surprises on opening day? How will Dak do? We'll figure it all out. But thanks again for coming through, guys. Always appreciate it. You guys take care, and we'll be signing out.